The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Is Justin Fields' performance sustainable? Plus the latest from Aaron Glenn and the New York Jets. Will Parkinson joins us in his weekly spot. It's the Jake Asman Show. No Moral Victory Monday. Let's hit it and get it started.
I'm not into moral victories. You will not be on the field with this team if you're going to cause us to lose games.
The 2025 New York Jets season is officially here. Can Aaron Glenn lead the team back to the playoffs and finally deliver on the promise this roster has shown? Every step of the journey, the Jake Asman Show will have you covered, breaking down all the storylines, every game, and everything in between. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. The Jake Asman Show starts right now. Here we go. Show number 2 on the day. Thank you to Robbie Sabo for joining us this morning and joining us right now for what will be year 5, season 5 of weekly appearances on the show is the host of the Turn on the Jets podcast, part of the Badlands podcast on Patreon. Will Parkinson joins us now. Will, we're now 5 seasons into this, and unfortunately, there's been way more of these type of appearances after losses than wins, but hopefully that will change this season.
Yeah, no, I think, Jake, I left yesterday, and I think, frankly, Glenn put it the best this morning. He said, I'm very disappointed, but I'm encouraged. And I kind of feel like that's really where it comes down to. Like, it's really frustrating they didn't win. And I'm not in any way, shape, or form telling you it's not frustrating. But I also leave encouraged that, like, there was a lot of really good things from a lot of their really good players that you want to see, like return to good form, or a lot of these young players make an impact that you can grow with. Looked really good. And it's like, that's the stuff that I feel like at least you can kind of, I don't know, that's the stuff you're looking for long-term to see if you have a legit roster or not.
It's almost like a bittersweet feeling, I think, for a lot of fans. Like, on one hand, there were so many positives, and we'll certainly talk about the positives on offense, and it starts with the quarterback and the play caller. And then on the other hand, it's, man, you had the lead, a couple plays here or there, you lose the game, and you end up losing in just devastating style. 60-yard field goal is the difference in the game. It leaves you with just a very unfulfilled feeling because that game was so winnable, and it would have been such a boost to this fan base and the whole psyche of how we are as Jet fans if they got it done.
I know a loss is a loss, Jake, but I wonder if they lose 16-13 on a walk-off. I feel like we're all sitting here like, dude, like, are we going to do this again where it's just like disgusting game of performance? No one really plays well, but like they kind of play well and they lose on the last second field goal. Like, they kind of did almost everything you would have wanted them to do yesterday in a lot of ways, right? Like, Glenn was really aggressive. He didn't sit back on his hands, and like, whether it worked or not, the thought process to me worked, right? Or they played a lot of young guys. A lot of their star players looked really good. Like, they had guys coming out from injury look really good. The offensive line was as if not more hyped up, just as good, if not better than what was hyped up to be, even without AVT. Or Fields looked like a guy that, like, I'd be excited to watch the next 16 weeks if we're going to get anything near that. I'm not expecting Fields to be that every week, by the way. But if you can get anything close to that, it was exciting. It's frustrating that guys like Adams and Gibson, who are players that rightfully so, I think we've been really critical of. They're having starting spots on the team, costing them points. Like, Gibson's a direct lead to 7 points. Jake, he fumbled twice, by the way. Like, he didn't just fumble once, he fumbled twice.
McCrary ball with the heads-up play to notice it and dive on it. Yep.
Adams directly leads to 7 points in the first drive. He was horrible in coverage otherwise. It's frustrating. Like, that's the stuff that kills you. And, and at the end of the day, I'm not beating up Fields or the offense, but like, you wish you got at least one of those 2-point conversions, obviously, if not both. Rick, a lot of people did not see all 2 fumbles, so don't be a dick. To me, it feels like I just can't. It's like hard to not leave in the same like breath of like I keep saying it, but like it's so frustrating they lost. But at least like I left yesterday going, I'm actually really excited to see what this team looks like the next couple of weeks. And like these are huge tests to start the gate. They did not get a cupcake schedule their first 3 weeks. They got like a top five defense, 2 top 5 offenses back to back to back. It's a really it's a big test. And like I don't know, I look at yesterday and just think, man, like they have 2 franchise tackles. I personally felt like Membu could not have played better. I mean, that dude, he's pancaking TJ Watt all day. Didn't give up a single pressure to him. You got a lot out of your young tight ends. Garrett looked like every bit, every bit the part. That Breece Hall returned to being Breece Hall. Like Sauce was amazing. It just sucks that like they didn't get good linebacker play. Their safeties weren't very good yesterday, and they cost themselves on special teams. Obviously, with that 7 points, and they end up losing. Like even Glenn, dude, I thought the transparency. I thought from the post game, Jake. First of all, Boswell would have made that field goal from frickin' England. Like I've never. That was the best kick I've ever seen. Like he could not have hit that any better. But I like that Glenn was transparent and said, like, hey man, like everything told us if we get Boswell, like we can't let him get to the 40. Like there was like, we cannot let that happen. So we have to get him backed up. And they felt confident that like we're doing our job there. It's so, by the way, Jake, just tangent. All I've heard is like Rodgers, like late was awesome. Dude, what did he do on that last drive? The last 2 drives he had, he took a horrible sack. He threw a cupcake interception to Brandon Stevens, who for some reason decided like not only was he going to be bad, but like historically bad yesterday. And then on the last drive, he throws a ball. It's a PBU that somehow falls back into DK Metcalf's lap, which is like a clown show. And then throws up a PI ball, and it's like, wow, he was really good. No, he wasn't. And then not in that drive. I thought that was hilarious of like the narrative nationally is like, look at the comeback from Rodgers. It's like, well, can you watch the game? Because that was I don't know, whatever. If they lost at the end of the day, if they don't win games, it doesn't matter. It just was frustrating because so much of what we've been asking for years with the Jets, we actually started to see yesterday. There was an identity. There was guys playing well. They were scoring points. They were not soft on 4th downs and 3rd and shorts, and they went for 2. Like, just it sucks they didn't end up winning.
I mean, look, I'm a Rodgers guy. I'm a fan of his.
He's my favorite quarterback of all time.
So I say that to then say, like, I'm rooting for him. He certainly played well yesterday, but the perception that he carved up the Jets, and it's like, man, Brandon's like, dude, I'm sorry, Brandon Stevens. Look at this, Will, catch the football.
Dude, there's no way he saw him. That's a horrible throw. You cannot cannot possibly happen.
The game's over. This is a pick 6, by the way, and I can't show the other angle.
No, Jermaine's like.
So if you watch the TV angle, I retweeted NYJ Mike, who had it today. Jermaine Johnson is like, because he knows that's a pick 6. There's a pick, like the game is over. There was 5 minutes left in the game. The Jets are up. Like it's just, I ranted about this earlier, but it's so frustrating, man, because they really had it, and that's not only the the worst Stevens play. You could argue that this was even worse. Watch Brandon Stevens here on one of the touchdowns. Like, what is this, man? Like, what are you doing? How was this guy getting $36 million in free agency?
My biggest frustration, Jake, I just talked about this on my show and, shamelessly, like, did a very in-depth breakdown on a lot of this stuff. So hopefully people tune into that. But, like, it wasn't that Stevens, he gave the catch right at the back shoulder, Calvin Austin. That's a lot of what you've seen from Stevens, right? Great positioning in the right spot, and then just, like, can't get his head around. That stuff's frustrating. But honestly, like, still a really good play by Austin. Like, it's annoying. But, like, dude, he did a lot of stuff that he's not even usually doing, and it was bad. His eyes were terrible yesterday. Multiple times in zone and in man. I don't know what he was doing. Why are you biting on play action? No offense, you're not even the fill and replace guy. There's no reason you should even be there. His feet were bad. Like, he was grabbing a lot. It was just like, man, like, what are you doing? And again, he lost his feet multiple times. Even the PI at the end of the game, Jake, like, how are you out of position? There's no excuse to be out of position there. So, that sucked. He's a less easy solve to me than Gibson and Adams. Adams is not your homegrown guy, right? They've invested in, obviously, Malachi Moore. I've said for months, like I'd love Stevens at safety because he's a really good tackler and like is a really physical player and probably do a better job, but they don't seem to be inclined to do that. Michael Carter played safety in college. Like if you want to get, mess around and try to do different things, but Adams is an easy fix to me. Like he doesn't tackle and he doesn't really make plays. So there's not really a need to have, I know I'm sounding probably more positive than I was yesterday. I don't know if I don't know if it's the right word is excited, but like I'm very intrigued, I guess, to see if this regime is really truly different. And I think they are, but I'm very curious to see if like they make the adjustments week in and week out that we just did not see from Saleh and Gase and Bowles and et cetera.
But if they don't, then Aaron Glenn's no different than those guys. And I happen to think that he is different because I've been impressed overall since he's been here, despite, how difficult of a loss that still was. Let me say this, and then we'll talk about Fields because that is a major, not a little positive, a major positive from this game yesterday. Today is the last show before tomorrow morning's weekly raffle. Beningo's on with us tomorrow at 10 a.m. for the first of his weekly appearances on the show. And during the show, we'll give away a signed Namath, signed Weeb Eubank helmet, signed Gardner, signed Mawai jersey during that show. So this is your last show to enter. Black Gypsy, the Human Fund, and Dominic DeAngelo have all entered our raffle today. And let's do another Justin Fields giveaway at the end of the show as we're about to talk about him. If you enter the raffle today, you're playing to win a Fields jersey, a daily raffle. At the end of the stream, you pick the color of the jersey you want, and we will send it to one lucky Jet fan at the end of the show. Will, I will tee you up now. We talked about it a little bit, but let's go more in depth on this offense. I was blown away by how good the Jets looked. I was blown away by how good Fields looked when he had to throw. Tanner Engstrand's play calling, I thought, was as good as it could possibly be given the circumstances. Break down what you saw offensively. And then really the big question, we know they played well. Is it sustainable? Can the Jets actually have a functioning high-level offense in 2025?
So I would say it's generally sustainable. I don't know if Fields is going to be quite as efficient. Like he was like as efficient as you could not really get much more efficient. If you look at some of the advanced metrics, EPA per play, completion percentage over expected, total EPA, things like that. Like he was as good as Josh Allen Lamar yesterday. Like that, he played unbelievably good. Fields, I think, as a runner was like fine yesterday. I actually don't think he had a great game running the football. He had moments, but actually had missed a couple of, zone read pulls where he could have pulled it or had pulled it when he shouldn't have. Dude, if that's the biggest issue you have with the Justin Fields performance is like he could have ran the football better. Think about like what we're talking about here. We thought the direct opposite. He spread the football around. He was accurate. He was on time.
He did the Jet celebration after a score.
Touched my soul. I thought he did a really good job at he didn't just make plays in structure. He made them out of structure, but in structure, he didn't bail in the pocket. He did a really nice job of moving within the pocket. Engstrand did a really good job of balancing formations, balancing personnel, balancing play calling, run, pass, run, etc. It was a lot of dude. This is supposed to be a top 3 or 4 defense in the league they were going against. Like it just was, and they put up 30+ points. They sprinkled the football around. Brees looked really good, obviously, and I think Braylon had the touchdown run was nice, but he got the tight ends involved. Ruckert had a really nice day. Mason Taylor had a nice day. Thought Johnson and Reynolds did what they needed to do. Obviously, the Jets could upgrade at wide receiver. Like, I'm not sitting there and telling you, like, this is going to be an elite offense with that. But, dude, they didn't – you know what is the most impressive thing to me? This wasn't like a trickery kind of like the cliche, like, we emptied the playbook for this game. Like, did you see anything outside of the boot as like a trickery play? This was just like we're just going to punch you in the face and, like, our scheme's going to beat your scheme. And to me – that's really hopeful because I felt like under LaFleur, I thought LaFleur had really nice moments, Jake, but I felt like it had to rely so much on like so much trickeration and like everything involved in the pass game was all this like show and tell and like this whole thing and window dressing. This was just like a well-run NFL offense. This was not like the Jets didn't do reverses and didn't do all these different things, which they're in their bag, right? And they'll get to those things, but like you're not relying on a flea flicker and 3 backwards passes to get you over the hump here. This was like just a normal, good NFL offense. So I actually think there's even more untapped potential here because I think, there's even more level to get other guys involved. And Mason Taylor's going to grow within the offense, right? And They didn't really even have to dive into their screen game outside of the one play. So this, without sounding like hyperbolic here, like, dude, their tackles were unbelievable yesterday. Joe Tippmann looked awesome at guard, and Myers was fine. Sittenson was good. Like, and they're gonna play a lot more trash fronts upcoming here, even next week, where like I like Matt Membo against Joey Bosa. I do. Like, he just handled TJ Watt. Why can't he handle Joey Bosa? So there's a lot to like on offense. And honestly, again, if our complaints, Jake, are zone read, they had some bad mesh points, and they should have been better on 2-point conversions. We've been through 5 years, the last 5 specifically, of like, yo, can they get a first down on a drive? Even with Rodgers, like, it was like at points, it was like, dude, this is disgusting. They got to continue it. It's 1 week, but I did like a lot of what we saw, and I think there's a lot of room to grow within, what they did.
I totally agree. And then in particular with like the rushing attack, what to me was so impressive about what they did, if you go through the box score, the longest rushing attempt they had yesterday, or the longest run, was 18 yards by Brees. And I think that was the first run of the game, if I remember. So, like, if you think about it, they almost ran for 200 yards on the ground, but it wasn't like a lot of it came through a couple big chunk plays. They just dominated with their scheme and the 5 guys up front blocking and the tight ends and the receivers. Watching it back, I thought Reynolds had a really good game with some key blocks. Like, it was just a collective effort where it wasn't like, oh, Brees was this home run hitter for 75 yards of the, 180 they had on the ground. Like, it was just a really good offensive performance, top to bottom, great play calling, everything you said. I completely agree with.
I wish Garrett got in the end zone that second one. I don't know how he didn't get in. I was like, damn, man, that would have been so nice. Garrett to start off like 2 touchdowns and quiet some of the noise. I can't emphasize enough, like, we hyped up the offensive line so much. They lose their best player on paper 3 days before the season. They go up against a front with probably a Hall of Famer in Cam Hayward, a Hall of Famer in TJ Watt, like multiple interior guys and Benton and these guys were top 60 picks in the last couple of years. And then Alex Highsmith, who had 14, 15 sacks 2 years ago. And they kicked their ass. And like Patrick Queen, who's a Pro Bowl level backer, Peyton Wilson, like, this was not some like bad defense they were going against. That's, if they just, no offense to the Panthers, the Jets went to the Bengals or the Panthers, one of these teams that has a really bad defense, and like Fields look good, you'd be like, oh, that's cool. You're excited, but you would like temper expectations. I actually think this like makes you feel like, oh, if you're doing this against the Steelers, what's this going to look like against a bad Bills defense? Or what's this going to look like in a couple weeks against Miami? Like, you start to get a little bit excited about this. Is what I was trying to say in the beginning, and I know it sounds overly positive, but like, I'm now excited to watch the Jets more on Sunday than potentially even coming off a loss than maybe you would be, because there's reasons to be excited about young players playing well and the offense scoring points. Whether they score 30 points a game or not, we'll see. But could they be a 20-point-a-game offense, Jake, that like moves the football well and is competent and can, do some nice things of getting Garrett and Brees the ball? Because if they do that, like, again, you just feel so much better leaving than, dude, they didn't get their star guys the ball. They looked like trash. The offensive line's bad. It kind of reminds me a little bit, too, of early in 2022 when Brees and Garrett were humming, like early on in their rookie year, where it was like, ooh, okay, like, can we just not make mistakes and we'll get some explosives of those guys? And this offensive line's obviously significantly better than that. But there's at least, again, good things to build on. And it's hard not to be excited about offensively, what they did.
You mentioned the advanced analytics on Fields. I mean, look at some of these numbers here.
By the way, I know it's cut off. Look at that Rodgers ADOT, by the way. That's part of why I mentioned, like, I wouldn't overly hype up too much of what he did yesterday. He was good. Don't get me wrong, but like, dude, that's got to be the lowest of his career. 4 yards an attempt. I mean, he had 99 total air yards yesterday, throwing the football in 30 attempts.
That's what I'm saying. So much of it was just coverage breakdowns, man. Like, and the dropped interception at the game. He had the sack with the bull rush, which was great to see. Jermaine, you want another positive? I was blown away how good he looked in the amount of snaps he played.
He played 50-something snaps, right? Like, he played like a legit what you expect kind of week in, week out.
He played 89% of their snaps. He played 50 of their 56 snaps on defense.
Dude, if he's going to play and be Jermaine Johnson right away, and then Will McDonald's going to have taken the step to being like a Pro Bowl level edge, And Quinn was unbelievable yesterday. Phillips and Briggs were really good. Tufele made a play in the run game. Like, dude, the D-line looks so much better.
They stopped the run. They stopped the run really well.
They're really good against the run. Like, honestly, their back seven really, they can make a couple of tweaks. Like, the defense will get better. I'm not saying the defense is going to be unbelievable, lights out, 985 Bears, but, like, they're not going to be this bad every week. So
they better be better next week if they're going to upset Buffalo.
Yeah, well, it's not even just they got to turn the football over, right? Like, they got to capitalize on these plays, and Josh has given them a lot of opportunities in the past. This is a big time. Like, you got to take advantage. Someone's going to have to come up with a special play, probably two. I think you probably have to take the football away twice. I tweeted it yesterday, and someone just super chat. Like, in the beginning of the second half, I'm like, dude, if they take the football away once here, the game is over. The Steelers took the football away, and the Jets dropped two and gave up the football. So that's pretty much the difference in the game. It's just frustrating, man, because, like, again, I can't emphasize the C. So
they got by far the two biggest ifs I had on the team, besides just, like, we don't know what Aaron Glenn is. It's his first time being a head coach. It's Fields and Engstrand. Both got A or A pluses, in my opinion. And they still, that's why I'm so hurt, because it's like,
I know. And I feel like Glenn out-coached Tomlin for the first at least 45 minutes.
Yeah. My big concern, Will.
I was like, yo, he's running circles around Tomlin right now.
I thought so. Like, my concern was, like, they're not going to be able to score enough points, and I'll just pick the better quarterback, better coach. They'll win an ugly game. But the fact that they got great quarterback play and still lost, that's what makes it so frustrating, because the only reason why I didn't think this Jets team was great was not because I didn't believe in the roster. It's just I had doubts about the quarterback, and it's a first-time play caller. And, I mean, if they play anywhere near that well offensively, they're going to win a lot of games this year. That's the reason, because I think the defense, I agree with you. Despite yesterday, I still think there's too much talent for them to allow 30-plus points a game. They're going to be a lot better.
Yeah, I think the offense will probably come down a tad or two, and the defense will probably go up a notch or two. They didn't use their screen game heavily. There wasn't a lot of trickery. There wasn't like, there's even more there with Fields' legs. And then on defense, like, dude, if they clean up, they make a swap with Malachi and Tony Adams, and again, I don't know if it happens this week, but it should. If you can make that swap, Stevens goes back to being what Stevens has really been, which is like, he's always in the right position. You have a shot, at least. And then Sherwood and Quincy play like Sherwood and Quincy can. They had bad eyes yesterday. They were overrunning a lot of stuff, and they were, like, kind of getting too aggressive. And Rodgers used it to his advantage. But if you can, like, have some of the guys that return to form, and, like, your good players keep playing good, you're looking at 2-2 or 3-3, going into that, 4-4. At 4-4 at the bye, I've talked about forever, is like, can you get to 4-4 at the bye? You lost one you feel like you could have had. You probably have to steal one of Buffalo, Denver, or Tampa. Like, that's the reality of it, right, Jake? This is the way the schedule works. Like, talk about this with baseball. Like, the Yankees drop a crappy game here, the Mets drop a crappy game here. It means you have to steal an extra one against a good team. I just think you look around the division, and I'm sorry, like, you have to win 3 out of 4 against New England and Miami. And I feel really good about that happening now. And I felt like it was 2-2 before. Now it's like, sorry, like, those teams both looked terrible yesterday. You should be able to, win 3 out of 4. And that would go a long way of, again, stealing one maybe you didn't before.
100%. Let me get caught up on a couple gifted memberships, and then we'll fly through some super chats with Will Parkinson in his weekly spot. Turn on the Jets podcast. You hear him part of the Badlands Network as well. Devin gifting a membership. He's in for 1. Oh, he gifted a second membership. He's in our Justin Fields jersey raffle for 2. King 3V also in the raffle for 1. KDG in the raffle for 1 as well. And to try and manifest Xavier Gibson no longer being a part of this football team, I decided that on today's show, the only video I'm going to play to thank people who gifted memberships, Will, is this.
You get the fuck out.
Because I think we are all sick and tired of Xavier Gibson. V-Man with a super chat. First time they didn't punt in a first half since 1991. There are, like, so many great stats about, like, what the Jets did.
I believe just first 4 scoring drives since 97, 2 to start a game. I think there was a lot of things. By the way, did you see the craziest stat was Glenn's first ever game, or last time the Jets lost in a similar fashion, blowing 2 fourth-quarter leads, Jake, 98 against Harrison Gurst.
You mean this stat right here? Jets scored over 30 points and held the ball for over 34 minutes, and prior to that, they were 53-1.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's what I mean. It's like, there's so much to be, like, encouraged about, but it's like, you see these stats, and it's like I feel other franchises have this, like, holy crap, like, we're going to have a fun year, but they win the game. It's not like we have to still, like, project, oh, it's going to be okay. Like, they got Buffalo this week. Like, they're a 7-point underdog at home. Like, can they win? Sure. Are they likely to win? It's going to be tough. And if you lose that game, like, you're going to Tampa on the road. You're an underdog in that game. It's their home opener. Like, this team shouldn't be 0-3. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it just, they better win Sunday, and I'll be a lot calmer.
Oh, yeah. And I think that the goal is like steal one of the next two, and then you go to Miami at 1-2, and Miami
beat the piss out of them, hopefully.
And you're coming home to a Dallas team that is horrendous on defense, and you have this lockdown corner, and you hope it's going to be a lot like yesterday's game, where if you got to capitalize. And Bo Nix looked like Mac Jones in year 2 yesterday. Like, there's a lot of reason of like, there's teams in the Jets schedule that are probably going to be better than we expect. There's also a lot of teams like Carolina, Cleveland, both the AFC's teams that looked horrible yesterday. And it's just 1 week, and everyone kind of, returns to the mean. But like, losing yesterday means the Jets just they're going to have to steal a game that they weren't expected to win. And no offense, this is the way the NFL works. So Jets got to figure it out. They'll be fun, I think. Hopefully, maybe.
From your lips to God's ears. A couple super chats here. Let's get caught up. Tom D in the house. What's up, Tom? Thanks for your super chat. We'll put you down on the raffle for 5. What a brutal game to lose. Was impressed by Engstrand. Thought he called a great game, and competent play calling is very refreshing to see after the Hackett years. Offense in general was a nice surprise. I mean, seeing Brees look the way he did was awesome. I love the play call when they had both Brees and Braylon out there together. I think you could do a lot with that.
Dude, what about the QB power with Braylon as the lead blocker? That was awesome.
Oh, that was great. I mean, we already talked about the Fields naked bootleg, and then him doing the Jet celebration like it's Sanchez all over again.
They took that from the Bears. Fields' second year, the over route to Garrett. It's like you basically kind of make like
the crossers
by the crossers, but they're like 30-yard crossers each. That was really good.
Sabo referred to it as like a Yankee route or something.
Yep.
Like
makes the watt. Yeah.
Dylan says, hey, Will, nice to meet you yesterday, saying we'll come down to 1 turnover. We referenced that earlier. JT says, draft Francis Malagoa, right guard, or Jeremiah Smith.
Jeremiah Smith can't come out. He's a sophomore, but
also JT, it's 1 game. We're doing draft this guy already. Come on. At least it's not a quarterback he's talking about.
Yeah, no, I joked yesterday. I was like, dude, if Fields keeps playing like this, we're going to talk Caleb Downs. Kyle Hamilton debate again.
V-Man, I trust Michael Carter to bounce back a week too. I do too. Like, because Carter has built up equity. Like, he could have a bad game, and we're not going to crucify him.
That's the difference.
Steven, the scouting report on Stevens was he's usually in play to make the play, but he never does. Yesterday, that happened several times. He also just slipped and dropped an easy interception that could have been a pick 6 that would have ended the game. Like, it's tough to give him the benefit of the doubt. Tony Adams, we know what he is. He's on a 1-year, $3 million deal. Tough to give him the benefit of the doubt. You have easy answers to the Adams situation, to Gibson clearly, but honestly, Will, Malachi Moore, like I'm ready to see.
Just like grow with like the bumps and bruises of your own like rookie guy,
right?
That's like, dude,
I'd rather them get the reps.
Malachi is like he makes plays, and he's gonna miss some tackles. Like, I'm just gonna be honest with you, like you're gonna see missed tackles too, but he'll like fly around. I think against a Josh Allen, against a Baker, who are that gunslinger mentality, I'd almost rather just have the playmaker and take your shots than Adams, who's like a higher floor probably, but the ceiling is so goddamn low. I'd rather have the guy that could potentially, I don't know, man, like as much as Jordan Whitehead is whatever, against Josh Allen, he did well because like he was a risk taker, and sometimes those guys do really well against gunslingers. You have 2 big-time gunslingers the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, to me, I'd rather have someone struggle that's a rookie getting the reps and someone we already know about that doesn't have a long-term future with the team. And that's kind of the case for Tony Adams.
I couldn't agree more.
Let's see. The Human Fund checks in. Hey, Jake and Will, do you guys see Isaiah Davis stealing the number 2 RB job this year? Seems to make the most of every opportunity. I don't think Braylon was necessarily bad yesterday. He had the nice run on the touchdown.
We also just do this thing where like everyone loves Braylon Allen 1 week and then they don't like him the next week. Isaiah Davis will play. I don't think I think it's going to be Brees and then Braylon and then Isaiah the rest of the year. He's a good player,
yeah, I like him in pass protection too. He had a couple nice blitz pickups. Who are the top 2 guys we should have returning kicks? I mean, you said it before, right? Arian Smith and Isaiah Davis.
Yeah, that's the most I don't even know if I like that. I just think it's the most logical guys that have kick returning experience.
Larry Romano says, Will, I'm more excited than Jesse Spano. Get me that Fields jersey.
Wow. Larry, look at that. Positive Larry.
Positive Larry. Larry, you're in the raffle for 5. Good luck. Bowling Jet says 1 year anniversary of being an Asmaniac. Thank you for everything you do for us, Jake. Bowling Jet, appreciate your support. Thanks to everyone who tunes in. Post game show yesterday had over 20,000 views, which is a big number for a 1 o'clock game. So thanks to everyone. We hit 42,000 subs on the channel yesterday. So the goal is to get the 50K by the end of the Jet season. Winning would help. So please give me a win on Sunday.
That's what a great curly comment. Do we win a football game before the bye week, dude? Oh my God, you are something, man.
I like how Will.
Some guy said Michael Carter's been awful for 3 years.
Stop it.
Yeah, well, no offense. You're a moron.
Les says bookend tackles for a decade. F yeah. Membu was so good yesterday.
Yeah, Membu was awesome. Fashion was really good, and not having to worry about tackle would be really, really nice, Jake. As much as I love drafting him, it would be nice not to have to take a tackle in the first round.
100%, hopefully. And look, if Membu could play that well against TJ Watt, you feel good against really anyone else that's going to be thrown at him this year. Myles Garrett, whoever.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, you got to build on his positive performances. Like, I really liked what I saw.
Bill checks in. Hey guys, what about moving Stevens to the? He's talking about moving him to safety.
Yeah, I've said I think that's a good idea, but it doesn't seem like that's in their plans at the moment. Maybe it changes. Who knows?
Let's see how apt to change Glenn actually is here with some real options to try and do something different, or does he try and give Stevens one more chance? But that's the thing. Like, you don't need to play Stevens 100% of the snaps if he's struggling on something.
It's harder to bench Stevens than it is to bench Adams and Gibson. It's a much different conversation because of the money and all these different things.
Nose kills. Roger said atmosphere was worse than his 20.
I was hoping this was going to come up. You mean Aaron Rodgers, the world's biggest narcissist, said that something wasn't as cool as something happened to him? Guys, it wasn't as cool. 2023, a home opener is one of the craziest environments I've ever been in, and I've been in a lot of college games, a lot of pro games. Yeah, it was also a really good environment yesterday. It was awesome. It was a really fun game. It was really cool. It was a lot of I don't know. What do you no offense. Who cares? Aaron Rodgers is going to make himself sound awesome. That's what he does. He's always done that.
He won. If you want to,
it is what it is. Who cares? I'd much rather beat the Bills. I just would. Sorry. It matters more. That fan base.
Well, if you promised me I could beat the Bills, then yes. But
hilarious, by the way, Jake. Yet another time when the Bills fans do something absolutely egregious, like putting their hands on players during a game, throwing loaded drinks at players while they're scoring a touchdown on the other team. No one says a word. No one says a word.
Bills Mafia. Oh, let me tell you.
Mr. Brightside. Enough, dude. Stop, enough putting your hands on player. I have zero tolerance for that. I have no idea how that did not get that should have been a leading story of how that guy was never. By the way, when the Yankees did it, it was awful. We were all pissed about it during the World Series. They got banned from their seats. Why is that not even a topic of conversation today? Of this jackass put his hands on someone's head on the other team. Lamar sat his ass down. That was awesome. But just insane, by the way, that it's all cute and fun because they sing Mr. Brightside. Dude, if a Jets fan put their hands on an opposing team's player, it would be talked about for 4 days straight. And I'm sorry, I've had enough of it. It's a fun story, but that stuff can't happen. That's actually got me really fired up this morning.
Well, I can't stand Bills fans because I had the worst experience of my life going to Jets Bills week 2 Thursday Night Football 2016. So I'll never go back.
My mom died, and the Bills fan told me to kill myself for doing it. So I have zero tolerance as well.
I will never go back to that stadium and watch a Bills game. No chance. Steven, NYC.
For that, but I'm just saying it was not as big a news as it should have been.
Steven says, I was there. It did feel better. Still hurts to lose. Rewatch later. Yes, it's his first game, but please explain the second half timeouts we used.
Glenn explained it this morning. Again, that was probably I wouldn't say it was a mistake. You loved it. I think Glenn was trying to be perfect there and knew there was only a limited number of possessions left. And if they needed those so badly to be in the perfect play. I'm not saying it's the right or wrong decision, but at least I just like the transparency again, Jake, of hey man, this is why I did it. They were in a coverage that was going to absolutely wreck our play. And we needed to get that first down. Again, I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but at least I appreciate that's part of why they did it. In the future, Glenn obviously mentioned he needs to keep those timeouts. But I think he felt like, dude, 4th and goal on the 1 yard line down there, like, or right before that, like, we got to be in a perfect play. And I think I just think that was his approach. Again, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. It just, got to be better with that. But it is what it is.
NYC to SRQ. Jets will be fine 2-2 after Tampa and Miami. Let's go Jets. SRQ, from your lips to God's ears, you're in the raffle for 5. Giving away a Justin Fields jersey at the end of the show. Chris M says, Aaron Rodgers carved up Aaron Glasses Glenn's defense. Trash defense. Glasses is clueless. Fire him immediately.
Chris,
Ladies and gentlemen.
Like parties, man. You sound like a lot of fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's dumbass of the day is a guy who's been a channel member for 14 months. So I hate to do it to you, but we'll see you later, Chris.
You get the fuck out.
God, come on, man. Look, Rodgers played very well, but can we stop with he carved up this is how open some of the guys, the Jets beating themselves, coverage breakdowns. He played well, but so did Justin Fields. Justin Fields was excellent. So it came down to the fact that they also had just something that you cannot do. You cannot turn the ball over on special teams. And that Gibson turnover was brutal. Horrible.
Yeah. It's like, again, like there's fixable mistakes here. It's week 1.
They needed a 60-yard field goal to beat the Jets.
They got beat by a guy hitting his career long by 4 yards, and they got costed by a fumble. Like, it sucks. It's really frustrating. I think everyone's pissed. But to sit here and be like, people calling in the Jets post game yesterday, like, fire Glenn. Like, all right, man, you sound like a lot of fun.
Who are these people?
Moron.
Ridiculous. Dylan says, how long do you give Mike McDaniel?
Halloween.
Let's hope he coaches against the Jets. I'd love to beat him one last time.
Yeah, I think if they start 0-4, they have 2 division games. They lose both those. It's going to get early. Going to get late early.
Brutal. Will, I know you got to run. Appreciate you hopping on as always,
dude. Hopefully our boy Chris has a good rest of the day. I'm sure. I'm sure
Yes.
a lot of nacho and cheese doodle bags and some adult videos for him later on today. But appreciate it. And next week, hopefully, Jake, we'll talk about a crazy upset. And I will be taking my dog out, Stack. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Will Parkinson checking in. All right, before we get to your calls, I want to talk about today's sponsor. That is Mando deodorant. I'm wearing Mando right now, so I don't stink like the Jets defense stunk yesterday. Mando, they got the whole body deodorant. They got the spray. They got the stick. It's incredible. And look, I don't want to name any names, but some of you stink. Maybe not as bad as the Jets do or their defense did yesterday, specifically their secondary, but some of you smell. And if you don't want to smell, use Mando deodorant. Right now, I'm going to give you guys a promo code that will get you 20% off plus free shipping. Ready for this? Promo code Asman, ASMAN, at shopmando.com. Check it out. Mando has been a longtime sponsor of the show. Their deodorant is 72 hours, odor resistant. I use it every day. Take the spray, take the stick. They also have soap and other products on their website that you can check out. But once again, 20% off with the code Asman. Shop Mando. Simple enough. Shop Mando. The website, shopmando.com, and use that promo code Asman at checkout so you don't smell. And hopefully the Jets defense won't stink anymore because they're going to use some Mando, and that's how they're going to beat Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills on Sunday. Thank you to Mando for sponsoring today's program. On that note, phone lines open. Gustbuster Umbrella Hotline is where we are headed. And we say hello first up to a man who tried to get in at the end of the first show today, but we ran out of time. So Rob, the Jet fan, will start us off. Hello, Rob.
Hey, Jake. Good afternoon.
Hello, Rob.
Give me just an extra minute, Jake, but a couple of things I just want to get off my chest, buddy.
Rob, can I give you a quick piece of advice?
Yeah.
If you just got right into your point, you would have saved us all a lot of time. That would let you make all your points.
Okay. I don't know.
You say, give me an extra minute. Then it's like we're wasting time discussing the extra minute, and now I'm wasting time explaining the extra minute to you. So go ahead and make your points.
All right. Excuse me. Okay. I got you, buddy. All right. Here's the thing, Jake. Can we, for once, prove that we're a different coaching staff here? I want to give Aaron Glenn the benefit of the doubt, okay? Even though there was parts of the game that he got out-coached, okay? But he didn't do an awful job. He did. He did some good things. But let's prove to the Asmaniacs, to the Jet world, that we're not taking shit from anyone, as he says. Okay? And what I mean by that is, you know what? Stevens had an awful game. Okay? He got exposed big time. And I know he's making a lot of money. It's kind of hard after just one game. He's gone. I get it. I get it. But you know what? It's kind of like what you were saying, Jake. We've been discussing this for the last couple of years. Guys like Gibson don't have to be out there. I mean, Pritchett looked really, really good. And he's not even on the team, or he's on the practice squad, wherever he is, which I think is foolish. Okay? So bring this guy. Give this guy an opportunity. You've been using Gibson for years, and he has not been getting any better, Jake. Not any better, this guy. To see this guy out in the field makes me think that Aaron Glenn doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, pardon the French. Okay? This is the times that I get mad. All right? Do the right thing. Show the fans that you do truly want to change things. Because you know what? With a couple of tweaks, we would have won this game. And that's what's so disheartening, because we could have won this game. I have to say, Justin Fields looked terrific. The only thing that I found at fault with Justin Fields was that he didn't run for that last first down. I think he could have easily got the first down. There was 3 yards right there, and then call a quick timeout and give it one more opportunity. Okay? That was the only thing that I had a little bit of a problem with. Other than that, he looked fantastic, and he shocked me. And I hope this keeps going, but we can't expect him to play like this all the time. We can't. There's going to be times that he's not going to show this type of outing. So you know what? For me, Aaron Glenn, go out there. Be proactive. Send the message to Gibson. Hey, you know what? We're not tolerating this. We're not going to have your ass out there when you make a play like this. And then Stevens is there and he's falling and the ball goes through his hands and he catches that ball. We win the game, Jake. We win the game. Simple things like them putting 1-inch cleats on where they're slipping all over the place and the Steelers already wet and they changed their shoes and did the right thing. These are the things that piss me off, Jake. They can do a lot better than these little things here. So, you know what? Be proactive. Go out there, tweak these things and fix these things. Now, Buffalo won that game, which shocked me because they were losing 40-25, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Jake, honestly, to me, I won't say completely all is forgiven, but a lot is forgiven. If we bounce back and we beat Buffalo, Will is correct. That would be such a much better victory in the sense of, obviously, our division, beating Buffalo at home, and then we're sitting there 1-1 and in first or tied in first, whatever, or game to game would be first. Okay. So, you know what? Be proactive. Go out there. Let's try to win this game against Buffalo. Let's make these little refinements because the defense, where we thought we were going to be so good defensively, we sucked. And offensively, we were terrific. And it blew my mind away. It blew my mind away. I really thought we had a shot of winning this game. We're up by like 9 points. And what happened? What happened? I mean, I want them to make effective changes right now. Don't wait until everything goes south. These guys who didn't do well, our safeties, Jake, let's put Malachi Moore in there. Give him an opportunity. He's a number 3 draft pick. Why can't we put him in there? Why do we have to see Adams? Adams has been crap for a couple of years right now. Like you said, the owner benched it. So I don't understand why Aaron Glenn doesn't see these things.
Well, maybe he does, Rob. Maybe he will. Okay. Look, I mean, Stevens is something that they can't, they can't change that right now. They already paid him. He had a really good training camp. It was incredibly disappointing to see him have a bad game. Let's see what they do this week. If he's struggling again, could we see AZ Thomas coming? Maybe. Right? Like, I don't think we know for sure how Aaron Glenn's going to handle that one. The Malachi Moore for Tony Adams, that feels like an easy switch. Xavier Gibson not returning kicks, that feels easy. And for what it's worth, after the fumble, Xavier Gibson didn't return kicks. Arian Smith took over as the primary returner on that last one. So we'll see. It's a disappointing loss because of everything they did right, but they did too many things wrong. I mean, like Aaron Rodgers went out there and he took advantage of coverage breakdowns. Yeah, it just, you cannot give that guy the opportunity to find a wide open receiver and expect to win. You can't turn the ball over on a kickoff. Brutal. Plays like this can't happen. Here's Leger Duzable's breakdown of that Tony Adams play we showed earlier.
So Steve Wilkes is going to bring pressure. Right here, nice disguise. I believe that's Michael Carter in the slot. He adds. If you're Tony Adams, right, and you're flat to buzz defender, right, if you're going to miss, you have to miss outside because all your help is in here. He stops his feet instead of just taking a shot because you got the troops coming in from inside out. He allows DK to get outside, and there's no help out there. Like, responsibility defense, always understand where your help is.
This is what we're talking about. Like, that can't happen. It better not continue to happen when you have a defensive coach and an experienced defensive coordinator. It's tough. B Chef says, while the final score didn't swing in his favor, Fields showed that he belongs. Justin Fields was very, very impressive. There's no doubt. KDG gifted another membership. KDG is in the raffle now for one. Devin with a super chat. Let's wait and see what AG does, Rob. No one saw Lazard being inactive. We have a lot to be positive. AG is the right man for the job. Time will tell on that last part, but I do think he's going to hold guys accountable. I think we'll see some changes. I do believe that. More calls right now on the Gusbuster hotline. Let's say hello to our friend, the one, the only, Kyle Clifton.
What's going on, Jake?
Ladies and gentlemen, somehow Kyle Clifton is calling from Beast Breaker's attic.
Well, we've swapped. We've taken a change of roles. I'm taking a back seat, and he's going to play father to my two and husband to my wife and provider, and I'm just going to take it easy out there in the Chicago suburbs for a little bit, and maybe we'll switch back. We'll see how it goes.
What does it smell like in there? As bad as I suspect?
Oh, my God. It's the worst recesses of hell.
You could kiss my big, big ass. Woo!
But still, it's less responsibility, so I'm okay with it.
We wiped away with this penalty.
Beast, what are you doing with the crappy connection? Come on, man. I gave you an opportunity to respond to Clifton. You're playing video games. Continue, Kyle.
So, I sense that people are really raw about yesterday's loss, and I am too. But
Do you curse when you watch your teams, Kyle? Are you like, damn it? Are you dropping F-bombs?
Yeah, well, yeah. I was a little frustrated yesterday, and I have to watch myself around the kids and whatnot. But the fact that the quarterback played as well as he did, and that the run game was salvaged, right, and looked good, and Fields was able to look up and see people downfield when he started to move a little bit. All that stuff is really good. And I went to bed halfway through the third quarter last night, and the Bills couldn't tackle anybody. I like our chances. I think we have a puncher's chance this week. And if they have a little bit of a letdown, that's for first place in the division, right? Like that's a division game. It's an important game. Hopefully that's going to be the message this week. Do you think that maybe they give AZ 25% of the reps this week just to send a message?
I think he's in the game if the first half is more of the same from Stevens. I don't think he's going to be on scholarship just because they paid him.
Yeah. So
At least I want to believe that. I want to take Glenn at his word that if you're hurting the football team, then you're going to be held accountable for that.
So I'm totally on board with swapping out Gibson. I'm totally on board with changing things up at safety. But to me, like, you can send a subtle message to Brandon Stevens, because apparently he did look good in camp. If we're to believe that Glenn is a straight shooter and that he says what he means and he means what he says, he looked good in camp, and it looked like this was going to be a kind of a breakout season for this. Maybe this is opening game jitters. Maybe it's new game, first game in a new system. I think we have to give him another opportunity to prove it based on the money that he's being paid. But like, I want to subtly send a message to him that, we got guys that we think might be able to get the job done that we took on a second day pick. So pick it up, get your head around, catch the ball. Those are the kind of things that, if it comes through in Glenn's messaging, that's coaching, right? And hopefully we'll be the better for it. I appreciate your time, Jake.
Kyle, great call. I agree with everything. I want to think Aaron Glenn's going to be willing to make those type of changes. I think he will. I have no reason to doubt the guy yet. Like I'm just because I wanted an experienced coach when he was originally hired doesn't mean I haven't been impressed by what I've seen so far. And he seemingly nailed the offensive coordinator hire, which was the biggest hire he was going to make. Because I was so impressed with Engstrand and rewatching the game before the show today. Man, like that's good stuff. And Glenn, I think, is preaching the right things and saying the right things and holding guys accountable. Let's see it now. Rick Count, why does it feel like only Jets players slip on the turf? It's amazing, right? I don't remember any Steelers players slipping. I mean, unless I'm missing an obvious thing. I don't remember it being a thing. All right, we're caught up on Super Chats. Great. Let's keep it going here. Let's say hello to Bob Up and Down. Hello, Bob Up and Down.
Hey, Jake. There was a play, I think it was in the third quarter, where Watt laid out Justin Fields on a handoff and utterly just laid him out. And we let him get away with it. That's the kind of thing that on the very next drive, you should have had Michael Clemens late hit on Rodgers, just lay him out.
But that wasn't an illegal hit, though. The quarterback's fair game on an option play like that.
Okay, all right, fine. But you send a message that we're not going to take it.
Yeah, but it wasn't a dirty hit though. That when the play when Fields got but Bob, when Fields got speared by Jalen Ramsey, what did John Simpson do? And they immediately came to his defense. That's what you want to see. If it's a legal play, Fields got right up and shook it off because he's 6'4" and he's built just as strong as TJ Watt.
You send a message on the listen. On the very next,
send the message and then get another penalty that's going to hurt.
I take the penalty. I lay Rodgers out.
Oh, that's not how this works, Bob. Bob, come on. This is not pro wrestling where you can just go up there and just do the beast breaker. Flip Aaron Rodgers upside down. That's not how this works. If they hit Fields illegally, then yes, protect the quarterback. Which, guess what? John Simpson was right there to protect the quarterback. I could live with that type of penalty because I like seeing them rally around Fields. That shows me that this offense is close. That's what you want to see. Fields, even after the game, talked about how he appreciated that. But you don't get to go lay Rodgers out. This is not wrestling. You can't just take a chair. What do we want to do? Take a chair next, a steel chair, just whack Mike Tomlin on the sideline so we can't coach the second half? Like, come on, man. Like, I love the passion, Bob, but that's not how that works. On the option play, Fields he's a running back in that spot because the defender can't be expected to know whether or not the quarterback has the ball or not. So, it's fair game. That's why we talk about these quarterbacks having to know how to protect themselves because they are susceptible to plays where they get hit like that. And when watching that game, I was very nervous. I'm like, is he going to get up? And he got up right away because Fields, I don't think people realize Justin Fields is jacked, dude. He is so big. He is 6'3". Let's see what his weight is listed at. He is listed at 6'3" and 227 pounds. He is a big dude, man. He is big. He is strong. He is jacked. He can take hits. That was a big hit though, but it wasn't an illegal hit. That's the difference. But I love it. just send Michael Clemens in there and cheap shot Rodgers. Yeah. Yeah, like that's how you. I don't even want to win that way either. Like, really? Like I don't want to win that way. I want to beat Aaron Rodgers cleanly. More of your calls. Let's say hello to this guy.
Purple belt Mike, he loves the Dark Knight. He's got a green pool and he jumps right in. Maybe someday he'll get a brown belt, but for now he's just that purple belt Mike. Purple belt Mike, it might be purple, but he can still kick your dirty ass.
What's up, Jake? I decided to put my AG shirt on because I think we have a coach.
Your swing of emotions are incredible in the last.
Like, but this is the thing.
24 hours.
We needed to win against.
You said yesterday the season was over. Now you're like, we have a coach.
You know, two things can be true.
No. If you think the season's over, we do not have a coach.
My definition of season over is playoffs.
So you think because they're 0-1, there's no scenario where they can make the playoffs now? Come on.
I don't think that there's no scenario, but historically.
You said season over.
But this is what happens, right? The past 10 years, the Steelers have been the 6th or the 7th seed, and now we lost the tiebreaker to them. So are we gonna?
Why can't they be higher than that? And all of a sudden they're a division winner, right? I mean, by your logic, the Ravens are 0-1 right now. The Steelers are in first place in the AFC North.
But the difference between that is they have an MVP quarterback and proven head coach.
Correct, but we don't know what we have yet.
Exactly, we don't know what we have yet. So we have to win 2 of the next 3 because we had to be 2-2. So I just hope it happens. I just hope it happens. Please, God, I hope it happens. I'm tired of all the bullshit. I want to be proven wrong. I'm tired of waking up on a Monday saying, what the fuck just happened? How did we lose? Same old shit. Like, I'm tired of that. I don't want that to happen anymore, man. I don't want this to happen anymore. I need us to win. Let's beat the Bills. Let's beat the Bills and then get a W for you guys in Tampa and start off 2-1. Let's see if that can happen.
Nate says, Mike, we have to win 9 of the next 16. That's the bottom line. He's not wrong.
Well, we have to really win 10 of the next 16 because 9 is not.
9 might get you in. We don't know.
I don't know. We'll see.
I'll take 9.
Look, yeah, I'll take 9 for a successful season, but I really want to make the playoffs. I want the drought to end. I don't want any of that bullshit. 15 years, longest drought. I don't want to hear it anymore. So hopefully we can win 2 of the next 3 and then be 2-2 and then 3-3 and keep treading water. It was a tough loss. And now that I've emotionally calmed down, it wasn't like losing, like we lost to the Patriots 3-10 or the Broncos game 10-9. It wasn't that bad. There's positives, but we need to get wins. We need to get wins, and I believe they can do it because I think we do have a good coach. Especially listening to him today. I listened to his presser today. He's not putting up with the bullshit. So hopefully we can cut Lazard, put Gibson on the practice squad, bring up the 2 kids, Pritchard and B. Smith, figure out who's going to be our returner, even if it's Isaiah Davis. There's no reason why Gibson should be our returner. And if you're moving Stevens to safety, or if you're going to put AZ Thomas or Moore at safety, and then just have AZ as the CB2, because we can't have it. We can't have Stevens losing games for us. We can't do it. Can't have these players lose a game for us. We can't do it. You said it a million times. How many times we got to say it? If we are saying it, they can't say it. So come on,
Mike.
Make the changes.
I look
Make
forward
the fucking changes. Make the changes, Glenn. Do it, please.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
A day ago, Mike said the season was over, and now he's like, we got a coach. This fan base is incredible. Never change. PVM never change. Mike Perez, opportunities that other teams get against us don't happen to us. We don't get calls, fumbles, wide receivers are never open. Game is so hard for us. But that's what made yesterday so different. Guys were getting open. Guys were being schemed open. They didn't have any drops. The most impressive thing the Jets did yesterday on offense, besides, well, they scored 32 points. After the fumble by Gibson, and then Rodgers 2 plays after that throws the touchdown, The Jets then put together a 12-play touchdown drive of their own. The Jets of the past, they go 3 and out. It goes right back to the Steelers. Rodgers puts them away, and it's over. The meltdown's complete. It was fun for a half. How many times have we seen that? Like the Jets, they have the adversity, and then they don't respond, right? They got absolutely effed over in 2022 when Michael Carter should have had the pick 6 on Mac Jones, and they called the roughing on JFM, and we knew it was over. While they ended up losing the game yesterday, well, what to me at least was encouraging, if you're trying to find positives, is the offense actually responded to the adversity that the special teams and defense put them in after they had this lead the whole game, and then the Steelers put together 2 touchdowns in 50 seconds. And then they went right down the field and scored a touchdown. That, to me, is not nothing. Like, that was impressive. You're going to deal with BS and adversity. The Jets have melted in all those spots in the past. And hopefully with Aaron Glenn, they're a tougher football team that can handle that stuff. That was encouraging yesterday if you want to, point to that. More calls. We got some legends on the line. Ladies and gentlemen, let it stop what we're doing. And I'm going to give everyone a fair warning here. Maybe lower the volume just a bit. And we say hello to the king.
Jake, my brother, Jake, my brother. And let me just say this, man. This offense, I think, is gonna sustain its greatness because when I'm thinking about the game and I rewatched the game back earlier, that Ohio State connection is gonna be special. God bless whoever has Garrett Wilson in their fantasy league and Justin Fields, because I believe that connection will be special and it's going to be consistent. Okay. Him finding a way to get Jeremy Ruckert involved, I believe that's going to sustain itself. Okay. Like the offense has good things to it. All right. It looks good. It looks different. It looks fresh. Okay. All it has to do is keep its consistency. But what I really want to harp on, hey man, Aaron Glenn, like I said from the beginning of the season, this all falls on him. Okay? This whole season falls on Aaron Glenn. You came in here talking big boy noise. You got to stand on business behind big boy noise. Okay? So, I love what I see from the offense. And let's be honest, man. We haven't seen that level of offense in a long time. And I know like the Jets are gonna be the Jets, but it's a whole culture change. And we've been saying that since preseason. So, we see the difference, but it just has to stay consistent. And that defense has to tighten up, man. We can't allow 34 points. All right, 17 at the most. But we can't allow big numbers like that. We can't allow shootouts, okay? Because we are a team of time of possession. So we're not a team built for shootouts. Even though we seen that, hey, we can make it happen. But we're not built like that. So let's just stay in the confines of what we do and let's win damn games, man. All right, Buffalo is coming up. I can't wait, baby. I got a new energy. Let's go. Let's get on the week 2.
Beat them.
Okay?
Let's beat them.
Yeah, let's whoop ass, baby. All right. I love you, Jake. I gotta go to work, baby. Shout out to the ass maniacs. Yes.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
King Lowski, baby. Love when the season starts, and he's a regular on the show. Love it. Look, they definitely can win Sunday. I'm not going to pick them. Maybe I'll feel differently as the week goes on, but they have beaten the Bills at MetLife 2 of the last 3 years, with Zach Wilson as the quarterback in 2 of the wins. Derek in the raffle for 1. Spencer Green making himself a member. He did it. Spencer, I know you love beasts, so this is for you. we are giving away a Justin Fields jersey at the end of the stream. We have your choice of the color you want it in. Besides those trash rival jerseys. I'm not doing that. But we'll do green, white, or black. Patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. I'll be posting a bonus show later today, so be on the lookout for that. Thank you to Mark Yanchenko, D. Cat, Daniel Bloom, David Osina for being our most recent Patreon subscribers. Make sure you all join the Discord and be a part of our community there. More of your calls, ladies and gentlemen. He typically calls in from his bed. Today, I won't spoil it, but it's not his bedroom.
When he's home, his belly is on the bed. That's what feels good. On the road, his belly's on the bed. In a dirty hotel room. He calls the show, his belly's on the bed. He's just more comfortable. He got a beard, loves the jets, super jets. Well, the big fella sleeps alone. There's no room on his bed. Well, that's a big fella.
Yeah. Oh, what's going on, man?
You skinny dipping?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
Nice. Exactly
I
what
got
we
these
need.
big trees so nobody can see. But exactly. Yo, 11 fumbles now for this little fucking midget, Xavier Gibson. He's got to get off the team, bro.
I don't think you could say that in 2025.
He's got to get off the team. Come on, dude. Oh, that little person. My bad. But we got to get rid of him, bro. And if I was Glenn, I would have cut him at the end of the game, bro. He gave him an opportunity. He blew that game for us. And I know Rodgers picked on him all game. I get that. 84 yards and 2 touchdowns he gave up. But if you look at the positives for our team, our line played good. All right. Fields played great. We ran the ball down their throats pretty much all game. The one facet of our team that, which is our weak link, is the safeties and Stevens. And that's got to be addressed. It has to be addressed. We got to get Pritchard up too and get rid of Gibson. I mean, I called that stuff before the game started. He's trash, bro. I don't know. So,
hey, what's the temperature in that pool?
86.
Nice. Look at
86,
you.
bro. Yeah, I'm getting ready for Tampa, man. I'm getting ready for Tampa. I want to keep the summer going, bro.
The crowd pop that
Glenn's
big fella's going to get at the tailgate or the party the night before in less than 2 weeks now. I can't wait.
Bro, I don't deserve that, but I hope that, I look forward to meeting everybody. It's going to be fantastic, bro. When I went to Tennessee last year, I mean, it was the same thing. I was meeting people, and it was a really good time. Really good time just to meet like fellow fans and stuff, and your community. It's amazing, bro. But I think Glenn, I love seeing him being energetic yesterday on the sideline instead of seeing stoic statue-ass Salah, right? I like the emotion, everything. So that's what I got with that.
Big fella,
and go
excellent
Jets.
Call. Enjoy the warmth of your pool, all right?
Oh, in 2 words, fuck Buffalo. All right?
Amen. F the Bills. I can't stand the Bills. I want to beat them so bad. Hopefully they can. Hopefully the Jets do it. It's early in the year. Once again, I've said this point for a while. The best time to play the quote-unquote best teams is early in the season. They're not the best teams yet. I guarantee you the Ravens defense is not as bad as they looked last night. I guarantee you the Bills defense is not as bad as they were last night. Early in the year when teams don't play a lot in the preseason and there's new players trying to get used to a new system and all that, that's the time when it's a lot more even if you're well coached. And I think the Jets have a chance to be a well-coached team this year. I think they might be already really well coached on offense. They might have a real offensive coordinator, a real O-line coach. Spencer Green. By God, I did it. Whoa, I figured it out. I love Beast, Bobby, and Gary. I'm a member for life. Spencer couldn't wait for someone to give him a membership, so he just did it himself. Spencer, you're the man. Everyone, he's the Asmaniac's favorite law student, and he's in the raffle for 2 more.
I am not a meatball.
Ladies and gentlemen, OG Jet fan 1985. That is Tommy gifting a membership. for the community. He joins the Fields raffle for one. All right, more people on the line. Let's say hello to Alan. Not that Alan. An Alan we like. Hello, Alan.
Hey, Jake. I was at the game yesterday with Talking Jets. Good time. Right up until the last, minute of the game. But, I mean, I was really encouraged about the whole thing because the Jets were the better team for pretty much the whole game. And you lost on a 60-yard field goal. And then obviously we couldn't answer with a minute left. But I think with some coaching experience and some game action together, maybe we can. I mean, having the offense being as good as it was yesterday was really awesome to see. And that they can turn this defense around. If it doesn't work out with Stevens, you still got AZ Thomas behind him, who may not be ready, but maybe get him in there anyway. If Stevens is going to be the second worst corner in the league again, and Adams is a problem, but you have Malachi Moore behind him, and maybe he turns into something. And so I'm really encouraged about the whole thing, as bummed as I was leaving the stadium.
It's a bummer. There's a lot of things to be encouraged about. I just feel like the caveat is, well, now you have to take what you just did, and it has to now apply against Buffalo, and you gotta win the game. You really do.
Oh,
you gotta win the game on Sunday.
And that's a division game, I mean, you never know what's going to happen in division games. We've played them tight, even in the Salah era, where the defense was better and the offense was trash, and so they don't necessarily know what's coming. We don't know what Engstrand is going to draw up for next week. The game plan's not going to be the same every week. So it's, I think there's a lot to look forward to. I'm not saying we're going to win against Buffalo because I am not that delusional at the moment, but it's certainly possible because you never know what's going to happen in a division game.
Yeah, I think this game is complicated because I don't expect the Jets offense to play as well as they just did. But I also don't expect the Jet defense to be as bad as they just were.
Exactly. So. I'm in the same boat. And I definitely think that there should be Xavier Gibson should not be out there. Whether it's Isaiah Davis or they're calling up Pritchett, they should be doing something different this week.
100%. Yeah, it's tough. How was the tailgate before the game, Alan?
The tailgate was great. Tailgate Joe had some issues. I don't know if you heard about that. I didn't know if I should talk about it on air or not.
I did not hear about that.
Oh,
so, bad issues?
Well, the state troopers shut down his alcohol.
Whoa! How'd that happen?
We don't know. They 3 state trooper cars came through, and they made him stop selling all the alcohol. They made him put all the alcohol away, and he's got to go to court.
Well, it'd be nice if Nick Shine mentioned this to me because we might have to adjust our tailgate plans for the Carolina game. Good thing that's not till
it was weird
October.
Because like Gotham City had their alcohol and nobody bothered them from what I understand.
I mean, I feel bad for Tailgate Joe. He's been tailgating for you. What you can't have
since
alcohol
2009. Since 2009. Yeah, he said that it was a permitting issue, but he said you can't get like a tailgate alcohol permit.
That's odd. Well, hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully they figure it out because that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Alan, thanks for the call, my friend. All right, more calls. I'll look into this Tailgate Joe situation. That's a bummer. Tailgate Joe does a great job. I've been to his tailgate many a times. Let's see. What do we got here? We got Nick on the line. Hello, Nick.
What's up, Jake? Now it's like tailgate gate. Nobody?
Yeah. Hold on. I don't have my soundboard hooked up just yet, so I got to do it the old-fashioned way. There we go. There you go.
All good. Hey, listen. Disappointing. I agree, but I think, like, I'm gonna echo everything we've heard probably a million times over. A lot of positives to focus on. This is not the team that's going to win a Super Bowl, but realistically, let's be honest. The Steelers are considered, not that they are, because I don't think they will be, a Super Bowl caliber team. They're all in.
Well, they're a playoff team. I don't know anyone picking them to win the Super Bowl.
Right, but it's Super Bowl or bust for them with a lot of the additions that they made. So in the game that they played, I kind of anticipate something like a veteran move where like Jalen Ramsey or whoever would come up and make some hit like that. So with an inexperienced young team, they have same thing Glenn said, like they have to learn how to win. So a lot of positives to take from this game. I just think that again, they're going to learn how to win. They're playing a team that's got a Hall of Fame head coach. And as much as we hate to admit Rodgers is that, he's going to have a good game. And he managed the game well enough to have those 4 touchdowns, even though I think, he had a great game, but realistically, he threw a lot of short passes. And it's disappointing because I felt like if they just came up and tackled, a lot of those plays don't happen. Because Metcalf had like a 30-yard screen that should have gone for 5 yards. But again, he's DK Metcalf. So take it for what it is, but 32 points from an offense that we expected to just run the ball for 90% of the plays, which they probably did. I mean, percentage-wise, it's probably pretty close to that. And everyone knew what they were going to do, but they still ended up with 32 points against a potentially top 10, top 5 defense. So let's take the positive from this. But, I'm pretty happy with, again, what we can take away from this 34-32 loss.
All fair. I personally expected more from this defense. That's what I'm so bummed about. I believe in the talent on this defense. I believe in the coaching on this defense. For Stevens to have a really good training camp and then have plays like this, and let's see if they make some changes that are appropriate. Like the dropped interceptions are brutal too, man. We covered that earlier. It's just I expect more from the defense. I do. I expect more from Quincy and Sherwood. The only guy outside the defensive line that played well, I thought, or played to their standard that we have set for them, is Sauce. Sauce was excellent yesterday. So I expect more. We have a defensive coach, an experienced defensive coordinator. 8 of the 11 starters from a year ago are back. You shouldn't allow that many points to a team that didn't play in the preseason. Like Rodgers should have been rusty. It's just that's what annoys me the most. I'm very encouraged by the offense and the play calling, especially the quarterback, of course. So that's all good. But can they do it again now? Because
brother,
how are you, my friend?
good. Well, not too good. I've been very sour for the past 2 days. It's very sad. And if anybody if you're an actual Jet fan and you think that this was like a moral victory, I am pissed. I had to call off of work today, make up an excuse because I'm so fucking angry with this team. Sorry for my language, but like, come on, bro. Why is
real quick, what was the excuse you used to get out of work?
my wife was in the hospital.
You pulled the wife card. Wow.
Yeah, my ex-wife was in the hospital. I mean, come on, like for real. Like, why do you still have Xavier Gibson back there, like dropping balls? Like the guy can't catch. He can't. If you have him for your kick return or punt return, the guy can't catch a ball. Okay, he's fumbled 5 or 6 times in his 2 or 3 year career. Why is he back there? And then coaching, like, come on, dude. Like, you're gonna go and say that, are we still doing the same old Jets shit? Like, we're just gonna be satisfied by playing close into the game?
Tommy, does your employer know your ex-wife? Like, why would you say your ex-wife is in the hospital? Like, how would that affect you if she's your ex-wife?
Well, it affected me by saying that, like, maybe it would give me an extra, excuse to like stay in like a little bit of time. Because if it was my wife, then I should be accountable for being there. But it was my ex-wife, so I had to cover a couple stones, until I got there. She lives all the way out in Mount Olive. It's all out West Jersey.
I see. So it sounds like this is a well thought out excuse. What do you do if they lose to the Bills on Sunday? What do you do for Monday's excuse?
They better not lose, Jake. They better not lose, dude. They better not lose. Like we are. I'm so tired of this BS. Like moral victories, like BS. Like we played hard, and we should have won the game. Like, I'm tired of it. Like, win the game, bro. Like, let's go. When is it going to be our time when a kicker doesn't kick a 60-yard field goal to beat us? When is it going to be our time when we don't have to go for two and actually like in the first quarter? Like, I don't understand that philosophy. Like, let's run and beat and be up. Like, thank God I didn't put 300 in the game like my brother did. Like, thank God I didn't bet on the Jets because I was about to put 300 on the Jets. Then I'd be sitting here waiting for work instead of like hesitating and calling into your show, dude. Like, it's ridiculous. It's the same old Jets BS. I'm tired of it. Let's win some football games. I don't care how hard you play the game. Our defense is supposed to be the strongest part of our team. Like, let's show up, man. Let's show up. Let's play some defense. Brandon Stevens, you sign this guy for like $15 million, like to start opposite Sauce, and you got destroyed. And our little Michael Clemens, like he got shitted on too. So come on, dude. Let's play as a whole. Let's play as a team. All three phases: offense, defense, special teams. Man, let's go. Like, where are we at? Like, that's where I want Aaron Glenn to talk. Fields played great. Okay. Now let's get our defense and our special teams to play great too. All three phases of the game, Aaron Glenn preaches. Let's go, baby. Jets, Jets. Never give
Tommy,
up on
before
us,
you
though.
go, very important question from Dylan in the chat. Is your recliner right near your fridge?
Yes, it is.
Give us
My
the
fridge.
setup of the Tommy establishment here.
All right. Hold on. So do I got to flip the camera?
You can just, we like the selfie view where we kind of see the Amish beard you got going there. And then,
all right,
there you go.
Hold on 1 second. Here's the fridge.
Okay.
Refrigerator. Can you see it?
Tremendous fridge.
Okay. Yeah.
Where's your Jake Asman show magnet?
Well, I'm waiting for you to send it to me.
You didn't get one at any of my events? I'll get you one, Tommy.
Look how close. Look how everything is so close. Here's my bed.
Okay.
Little closet. Got the connect. See if I can flip this camera around and be a lot better.
You can flip it around. That's
I don't
fine.
know if I can flip it. How do I flip? I don't know how to flip it.
You gotta hit the flip button.
All right. So I know, but the three. No,
Hey, let me get my
we'll
tech
just
guy
go
on the
to
line.
this.
How does he flip his camera? Beast is not paying attention. Great. All right. Continue, Tommy.
All right. So we got the little bathroom. And the studio. That's it. That's all I got.
I like it. So the old refrigerator, recliner, back-to-back, belly-to-belly action.
$1,500 for a studio in Jersey City. It's crazy.
I love it.
And I also have to pay. I also have to pay my gas and electric and internet. So I'm coming close to like 2,500 just on bills. Besides my kids and all that.
Have you thought about maybe going to work if you have to pay for bills?
Oh, I work 7 days a week except today. Well, not 7 days a week. I work 6 days, 5 to 6 days a week. I work Monday through Friday, sometimes Saturday, and that's my double time. That's where I make my money.
Love it. Tommy, this was an electrifying call. Thank you.
Jake, God bless, brother.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
What an establishment. Love it. Good spot by DT pointing out the old recliner fridge action there. While all that was unfolding, Julian gifted 5 membership.
You get the fuck out.
If you got a membership from Julian, you thank him. He's in our Justin Fields raffle for 5. Plus the weekly raffles tomorrow on the show. So this is your last show to enter. Beningo's on tomorrow at 10 a.m. And during that show, I'm giving away a signed Kevin Mawai jersey, signed Sauce Gardner jersey, signed Weeb Eubank helmet, and a signed Joe Namath jersey. Team Curry says, living in Buffalo as a Jets fan, you learn this. Buffalo fans are insufferable. Snow and fans, the worst. There's only so many chicken wings you could eat. I mean, like, I will never go back to Buffalo for a Jets-Bills game, ever. Ever. The most miserable experience ever. I've told the story on the show before, but, I mean, we were harassed the entire game. It was so bad that my friend who's a Bills fan who I was at the game with and a couple other people, he was like, take your Jets gear off as we're leaving. Literally, because the Jets had won. It was a night game. Everyone's liquored up. It was early September, so it wasn't even, it wasn't cold yet. Disgusting. Terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible experience. We'll never go again. And I've been to like Fenway for Yankees, Red Sox. Like I've been in Houston, Yankees, Astros. Like I've been in road environments before. That was the worst by far. More of your calls, ladies and gentlemen. My tech guy is on the line.
Whoa! Ooh, hello. Just calling about some spaghetti and some good old Gresham garlic bread.
You having spaghetti, Beast?
Yep. No sausage this time in the spaghetti. That's okay. I got to pick some up tomorrow anyway.
It's a very healthy diet of yours.
Hey, everybody's got them. That match that you saw today, I was kicking the shit out of the Chargers. But I'm going to make this loud and clear. Xavier Gibson has to have a pink slip in his doorstep saying, you're fired.
Hey, Beast, do us a favor. Show us how to properly hold the football so it doesn't get knocked out and you don't fumble.
Here's what you do, ladies. You see the football here? You hold it like this and make sure you tighten it. You don't let the dumb defense go poo. That'll be a mistake number one. Hold the ball like this and just you ram your head in there. And then when you dive into the end zone, when you're in a one line situation, hold the ball like so. And if you have to leap, leap. Example exhibit AB. 1, 2. Touchdown! Yeah, Chico! Woohoo! Yeah! Right, the Cowboy boys! Woohoo! Hope you enjoy the landing.
Excellent. That's exactly what Xavier Gibson needs to do. Mike says, tell us the story, Jake. We have time. I basically told it. I was with my brother that night, so I'll run it by with him and see if I missed anything. We'll talk about the Bills later in the week. Daniel says, missed the game due to work, but to rewatch it, but I'm missed game due to work. Let me just try and proofread here. I'm excited to see the rest of the season. Silly mistakes, but I think we clean it up. Let's see if I can get that Fields jersey. Daniel, you're in for 2, and that sucks that you missed the game. But I guess it does save you the pain of having to experience it live. Because, there was pain. Super chat from Spencer Green. Enough, Beast. Get your big ass up and show us how to tackle, cover, run, and catch. We don't need your second hand. In the words of Tig Show, these people. Nobody loves Beast more than Spencer Green, folks. Spencer, thank you. We'll get you down in the raffle for 2 more entries. More of your calls. We still got some absolute legends on the line, so let's keep it rolling. Let's say hello up next to Adam. What's up, Adam?
Thank you. I didn't think I was a legend. All right, all good. What I really liked the most about watching the game yesterday was that this team had a really clear identity. I mean, it seemed really obvious, watching them week 1. Like, this team is going to run the ball like they said they would. They were really confident in doing that. They ate up the clock like it was dinner. And that's going to keep them in every game, especially if the offense is clicking. And I was thinking about this. I know it doesn't sound right, but I feel like prove me wrong on this one. But, like, the defense, ironically, still did enough to win the game. We lost on special teams when it was all said and done. Pittsburgh hit that crazy 60-yarder with no wind at MetLife, which was terrible. And, of course, that dropped kick return from Gibson. That we lost on special teams. The defense, weirdly enough, did enough to win. But I know we're all looking at those mistakes, and I have a lot of faith that, I remember what you said too, like the resiliency of the offense. I hope that the defense shows the same resiliency. Like, we were this friggin' close to winning this game, and we just choked it up. And I think I hope that they'll just take that attitude to Buffalo and just be like, we're not going to make these mistakes now. We're going to lock it in.
How different our moods are, our feeling on the year. Everything is so different. If that kick from 60 yards is no good, like most 60-yard kicks in NFL history are.
Yeah, I know. And I would like to get those wins for sure. I would love for a star to shine on us and we get that luck in our way. But you know what? Wouldn't have also sent a weird message like the defense could get away with this bullshit? Like they do.
I just want to win, man.
We need to win. I know.
they got to win games. If they were, if they were 1-0, we would only be focusing on the positives. Like, we could talk about how things need to be better, but we'd look at it through like rose-colored, green-colored glasses because we'd be so excited they won. I just want to be happy about wins, not trying to do, well, all these things were so good and they lost. Like, cool. Now they're going to be a 7-point underdog this week against the Bills at home. Like, they could be 0-2. So it's like, who cares about the moral victory today that some of you are celebrating when they could be 0-2? They got to win games.
The talent just has to improve. They're going to have to improve during the season. That's where the coaching comes into play.
And they got to win a game we don't think they're going to win. This would be a great one to do that in.
Buffalo would be ideal. Denver, neutral game. So maybe that'll be a good thing. But
Denver's winnable. I'm not as high on Denver as others are.
Exactly. And you know what? Look at Buffalo. It's kind of the opposite story. They pulled the win out of their ass. Like, I mean, who the heck knows? I think they'll probably also revert back to the mean, like the Jets are going to. I think it's going to be a competitive game. I'm really looking forward to seeing how the team responds to it. And a division win is really, really good to have, period. So, hopefully we will get those 3 out of 4, as you said. I think that is definitely necessary. Just to be even in the playoff conversation, you have to have 3 division wins. Get them however the hell you can. Get one early. That would be fantastic. And, I think that there's some other players that are going to step out even on the offensive side. Like, we barely saw Mason Taylor. I mean, he did such a great job with the one catch he really had to get, and he got 20 for it, and it was fantastic. And he was doing a really great job. I think that there's going to be so much more growth happening even on the offensive side, and just seeing the offense be competent throughout the whole game. This wasn't like, oh, Engstrand had like one really big drive that he had cooked up from the preseason. He coached a complete game for the offense. How often does our offense fall apart at the end of a game where we would run out of ideas and we get figured out? Like, the best part about this team was that we knew exactly what we were going to be doing. The crowd knew exactly what we were going to be doing. The Steelers knew exactly what we were doing, and they couldn't stop us. Not yesterday.
But you know what? A big reason why, Adam, excellent call, is because they were creative with what they were doing. Even though they knew the Jets were going to try and run the ball, we saw different packages, like the play where both running backs are out there on the field together, which was awesome. We saw Fields under center use play action. We saw Fields with the zone reads. We saw Fields just have some design quarterback. How about after they got the one pre-snap penalty? I forget at what point in the game this was. And, it's like, it's 1st and 15. Hey, call as quarterback keeper. Fields, we think you have at least, 6-7 yards in front of you to get the yards back from the penalty and put us in second and manageable. And that is a play we're not going to remember, but it's the little things like that tell me this team is well coached on that side of the ball. At least it feels like. And look, I know it's one regular season game, but I think we felt pretty good about what we were seeing from Engstrand in the preseason. I thought he looked good in that drive against Green Bay when the starters were out there. I think we have an offensive coordinator. I'm very encouraged about that. I need us to win football games. I cannot do it's all about next year. This year, let's go, man. 4 teams on average make the playoffs. They didn't the year before. My big concern with the Jets was I didn't think they had a quarterback. If they do, let's now win with the talent we have. There is talent on this team. This defense should not be this bad. You see the way Jermaine Johnson looked yesterday, and Will McDonald and Quinnen, with Sauce being Sauce again. Figure out the Stevens situation. Michael Carter, I'm not worried about. I think he'll be fine. I think Sherwood and Quincy will be fine. It was a bad game. Flush it and play well against the Bills. Force some turnovers, and let's beat them. Let's beat their ass. Why not? NYC to SRQ. We need the Beast in Tampa. Beast, are you coming to Tampa?
I will be there, but in spirit, one way.
He'll be there in spirit, folks. Ryan McCarthy has gifted a channel membership. He is in the raffle for one. Ryan, I don't know if you're going to win the raffle, but your prize is you're the next caller. Hello, Ryan.
Hey, what's going on, Jake? Happy afternoon to you. Appreciate you taking my call. Look, one thing I've learned, I learned from covering football for so long is that, you give yourself, a lot of coaches give 24 hours to their players to kind of sit and think about the game and kind of move on from there. And I tried to do that as a fan, but one thing that it's just really kind of stuck in my system, and it just gives me a sick feeling in my stomach, is that a lot of the little things that lost a lot of games last year for the Jets. The Jets lost 7 games last year in 1-score games. It was just little mistakes here and there that
And they lost 6 games, so they had the lead in the fourth quarter, and they had the lead in the fourth quarter yesterday.
Yeah, and just little mistakes from the Salah era that just kind of unfortunately kind of carried over into this era with Aaron Glenn. I'm hoping that they correct these mistakes next week because Buffalo's in town. You gotta beat Buffalo.
That's it.
In a way, the Jets are Josh Allen's kryptonite. I'm hoping it stays that way for this next week's game. But yeah, my hope is that they clean up all
At
these
home,
mistakes.
they played him well.
At home,
he
at
destroyed them in
home.
Buffalo. Yeah.
At home, yes. Thank you for correcting me in there. But my hope is that they'll fix those mistakes. I'm praying that they'll make the right personnel moves, and we win next week. So thanks for taking my call, Jake. I appreciate you.
Ryan, I appreciate you. Thank you. Good call from Ryan there. Let's see. Aaron says it's chapter 1 in the season. Glenn talks about adversity and bringing it up when it gets tough. I believe we will surprise people against the Bills. I hope. I hope. I like the positivity. I'm amazed how positive this fan base is after that. I really am. I'm still not there yet. By Wednesday, we'll be beating the Bills, but not yet. I'm not there yet. Alan says Mason Taylor was blocking TJ Watt one-on-one. Dom C told me that, and he didn't like it. Mason Taylor was blocking TJ Watt one-on-one. Dom C. I don't really understand what this means, Alan. What is Dom C not like? I don't know what you mean here. Please clarify. More calls. The Hamburger's on the line. He's next. What's up, Burger?
Hey, what's up, guys? Just picking my daughter up from tap dancing class. Neck's feeling a little better. Sat on my ass today, just relaxing. But
did you call out of work and use the excuse that your ex-wife is in the hospital as well?
I did not. I did not. I did not. That was no. I kind of told the truth that my neck hurts. I'm not throwing. I'm not using ex-girlfriends and ex-wives or current wives for.
Do we lose the Burger?
Go ahead. Oh,
Burger? Call back, Hamburger. We couldn't see you or hear you at the end there. I'll put you on if you call back. By the way, let me shout out this. StreamYard was having an issue before the show, so it wasn't registering 2 Asmaniacs who gifted channel memberships. So I'd be remiss if I didn't shout them out before we get back to your calls. We got 2 people to shout out here. One of them is PBM. He gifted 5 channel memberships. I took a screenshot of it so you guys can see it through YouTube. And then Roster Dread gifted a membership as well. They are both in the Asmaniac raffle for a Fields jersey coming up at the end of the stream here.
You get the fuck out.
On that note, let's continue. And let's say hello for the first time today to a man who hails from Vermont.
Hi, everybody. This is Bob from Vermont. I am Bob, of course. Hi, Jake. How you doing?
Bob, look at that couch that doesn't have stuff on it, so we actually can see it exists.
Yeah, well, it's a chair.
Close enough.
So you got a haircut, I see.
I'm just not wearing a hat.
Oh, I think you got a haircut.
No, not yet.
So, yeah, like I enjoyed Will today. Thinking positive. There was a lot of positive things to see about the Jets. We finally scored touchdowns yesterday, except field goals, because that's good to score touchdowns. And I still think Justin Fields is a good quarterback. He can throw the ball. People don't think he could throw the ball.
He threw it yesterday. He was slinging it. He was slinging that thing, as they say, Bob.
I know. I mean, when I watched him when he was in Chicago, he played the 49ers, and they beat the 49ers. So he's a good quarterback. He is a good quarterback. Definitely. Yeah.
Thank you.
And you got to get rid of Gibson. I told you before, like during training camp, they got to get rid of him. He stinks. He definitely has to go.
You think he stinks worse than your apartment?
No, my apartment smells nice, but then I got to use Mando.
Right. How come you haven't bought some deodorant, Bob?
I don't know. I got my Old Spice. That's
where is it? Let's see it.
Old Spice is here. Let me see where my Old Spice is.
Clearly, it's not working.
Old Spice Sports.
It's not working.
Pure Sport. No, this is good stuff. Take
I
a
don't know.
whiff. I like Magic Marcus to sniff a nose.
Oh, what are you sniffing your deodorant for?
It smells nice. Pure
Not
sport.
after it's touched your pits.
Hey, it does. Oh, so Mando does the trick.
It does. It will make you smell nice.
Oh, one question, but I doubt it's gonna be a yes. I'm gonna ask it anyway to you. Tomorrow morning, you know what question I'm gonna ask you, right?
I have an idea. It has something related to Beningo, but I'm not sure.
You're not gonna let us talk to him tomorrow, right?
I don't think I want you to talk to him.
Oh, come on! I used to call his radio show all the time.
What are you going to say to him?
I'm gonna talk to him. He knows me. Me and him and Evan Roberts. We used to
I don't
talk
think he knows you.
Yes, he does. He talked to me on the radio.
He talks to thousands of sports fans over a 20-something year career on the radio.
Well, I talked
30-year
to
career.
Evan Roberts. He still remembers me all the time.
I'll tell you what.
What?
If he asked about you, I'll put you on, all right?
No, he's not going to
I'm going to say, who are your most memorable callers? And if he says Bobby Midnight, you're the first caller tomorrow.
No, he doesn't know me as Bobby Midnight. He knows me Bob from Vermont.
Okay, I'll say, do you know who Bob from Vermont is? And if Joe doesn't say anything other than yes, absolutely, I can't put you on.
Okay, that's
Is that fair?
Yes, that is fair. I do agree.
Okay.
Well, I just like to talk to him. He's a great guy.
Well, why do you need to talk to him? Why can't you just enjoy his segment on the show?
No, I like.
Why are you special that you need to be the one to talk to him?
Well, I asked you if I could talk. No, you don't usually let us talk to him. And Fireman Ed doesn't like to talk either, right?
It's not that they don't like to talk; it's that the certain guests are limited with the time they could give.
Oh, well, I just wanted to say hi.
That's it. Why don't you send him an email?
Well, I don't know his email.
Well, you ever think to ask for it?
No. Why would I know? So
'Cause
yeah.
if you just want to say hi, there's a very simple thing we could do to arrange this.
No, I'm gonna if you know Bob from Vermont.
All right, I'll ask
That's
him.
fair enough.
Remind me, I might forget.
I'll type it in the private chat tomorrow.
Beautiful.
Okay, have a great night, Jake.
I'm glad that's what you called it about. Thanks, Bob.
Oh, you know I'm doing another Zoom meeting. Oh, farts, Jake's going live. Gotta end my friggin' stream. I'm Bobby.
Remarkable. All right. On that note, Spencer Green says, let Bobby talk to him, Jake. Perhaps. Alan clarified his super chat. Tight end should not block TJ Watt one-on-one. That is how your tight end gets hurt. I don't remember how often that happened. I feel like they did a pretty good job, all things considered, on TJ Watt. I thought Member was excellent. I thought Fields, there was one play Fields would want back where he gave it to Brees and Watt made the play in the backfield. And I think if Fields, if you watch it back, he kept it on the option, he might have been able to get to the edge and score. I think that's one of those plays Fields would say he wants back. Gator writes in, Jake, when you have Beast on, can I call on and ask him to send me back the scale? That I could do. Hey, Beast, Gator's got a question for you.
You see the bird special? I already used it, Bozo the Clown. And remember, it's the grand.
You're calling Gator a bozo?
Use it already. I've used it hundreds of times already. Where is he at?
I
Where's
thought
he been?
Gator's your friend. You're calling him Bozo the Clown?
Yeah, you remember Bozo the Clown? You know, the man that used to go, the grand prize game.
Hey, if you already used the scale, why don't you go stand on it right now for everyone?
Yeah. I do my stuff in private, like shaving my chest in private. Taking
Wait a second. Wait a second. You don't think there's a difference in stepping on a scale versus shaving your chest? I understand shaving your chest in private, but stepping on a scale you can't do?
I don't like being interrogated or interrogated. That doesn't work here. So if he doesn't kiss my big ass, woo!
Peace, thank you. All right, home stretch of the show. Raffles coming up for a Justin Fields jersey. Let's say hello right now to Brian, who's next. Hey, Brian.
Hey, Jake. I'm coming outside to the light right now. Hold up. I got these quick questions for you. So the first one was, the crossing route is just killing us, dude. Since Todd Bowles, we can't cover a crossing route. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. I can't believe it. I think they got us in like 2 of those yesterday, and like you saw, like they were like wide open on both of those.
Well, a few of them were just like Stevens fell, like on the touchdown one that I played earlier. I mean, like is that a crossing route, or that's just a guy who just completely slipped and lost his man?
I mean, I guess that one I was watching it while I was working in the restaurant, so I didn't really see like the complete game. But man, what I saw was just brutal. And then Fields had a great game, but one thing that that I noticed, I don't know if you saw it, his release takes forever, man. And I feel like better defenses will catch up on that. I don't know if that's how he played in Chicago or in Pittsburgh. I didn't really see much of his games, but the way, like, it's kind of like when in boxing, like he's like like you could see it coming. So I think that eventually they're gonna start breaking down. The defense, the defensive backs are gonna start catching up on that, and they're gonna get it. They're gonna pick them off. I'm a little worried about that. What do you think about that?
I mean, look, he's not the smoothest thrower of the ball. We understand that. They got to put him in spots where he's not going through a bunch of progressions. He's got to be decisive with one read here, other read there, not there, take off and run or check it down. I thought they did a pretty good job of him, of getting him in situations where that wasn't a problem. But I mean, if you caught my interview with Robbie Sabo, he brought up the long release time, but that's always been the thing with Fields. That's who he is. But he can make all the throws. He was on time to the deep ball. He threw to Garrett. He threw a seed on the run to Rucker to pick up one of the first downs, or Tyler Johnson had one of the other like tight window throws he made on the run. I think it's a concern if they're not able to run the ball, right? But as long as they're able to run the football effectively, I think you can like Jalen Hurts. I don't know if he has the best throwing motion, but I think you get away with it when you're able to do the special things that he could do. And I think we saw that with Fields, for example, yesterday.
Yeah. All right, Jake. Thanks for taking my call, man. I'm always tuning in to your lives, man. Even from my restaurant.
Are you a first-time caller, Brian? You've called before?
No, I called before.
Yeah.
I actually, you know who actually comes to my restaurant? Ryan.
Where's your
from Jets? I'm in Sussex County in New Jersey.
Okay, what restaurant is it?
It's called Oyuko Bistro. It's like a barbecue Peruvian style restaurant.
Are you the owner?
I am the owner.
Oh, come on, Brian. You got to plug the restaurant so more Asmaniacs will show up.
I'll email you the info so you can come. Ryan comes all the time. He works around here. So
don't email me the info. Plug it right now. Give me your free ad.
All right. Let me see. It's I don't know how to do that, but anyways, it's
no, just literally say the name of the restaurant where it is.
All right. It's Oyuko Bistro. OLLUCO Bistro. And it's at Oyuko Bistro and everything on Instagram, Facebook. Come and get some good barbecue, man.
Love it, Brian. I will do my best to be there at some point. Appreciate the call. He's like, I don't know how to do that. I'm like, let me just say the name and the address where it is. So there's people. New Jersey's my second most listened to state. People pay a lot of money for what I just gave up here. The Monday after the first Jets game of the year, there's 500 people watching live. 2 hours into the show. That's big numbers. I had 20,000 people watch the postgame show yesterday. Literally, say the name. Love that. I appreciate your support, Brian. Call it for the restaurant next time. Oh, this is good. Human fun. Gorman is out of the way. Oh, that's funny. Well done. Well done, human fun. That's good. Well done. All right, more calls. Let's see if Hamburger's internet is cooperating. Hello, Hamburger.
Yo, what's up? All right, hopefully I got a little better service now. About to walk in my house. But listen, I know I said this a little earlier about team is going to look,
Oh no, Hamburger, get on the Wi-Fi, then try and call back. Okay, Cheese Man is up next. Hello, Cheese Man.
What's going on, Jake?
What's up, Cheese Man?
Not too much, man. The pain continues, right?
Hey, the pain never stops, you know? Like,
yeah.
It temporarily leaves, and then we get right back to it. Like, even before this game started, we already lost AVT on Tuesday. Like, it really never stops. Like, that's what Aaron Glenn's up against.
Yeah, it seems like every other team, this kind of stuff doesn't happen to. But I just wanted to call in. Oh, am I still there?
You're still on the line. I was just showing the pain diagram for Jet
okay,
fans.
I disappeared there. So yeah, I just wanted to call in and kind of just touch base. I feel like I kind of upset you on Sunday. I was just trying to, I don't know, myself personally, and I won't speak for any other Jet fan out there, but I've just gotten to the point now where I just want to try to look for the positives as much as I can. I get it, no moral victories and all that, but there was a lot of promising things. I mean, they performed a lot better than I thought. Justin Fields looked amazing. The defense was really the one thing, it was pretty brutal at times, but I really think that we got the right coaching staff in place. And until, we're talking about going 0-3 or 0-4, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, but I liked a lot of what I saw. It's just a lot of inopportune things and big coaching decisions and different things that happened throughout the game that kind of just ended up costing us this one,
100%. You want to be positive, you can. I'm just tired of like all these positives and they lose. Like, I hope it means something. Like, if they beat the Bills, then I'll be, all in, like I got to see them win games, man. I'm very disappointed. As excited and encouraged as I am with the offense, losing because of Xavier Gipson, essentially, and losing because of Brandon Stevens, like things that we questioned when they happened, either in the case right away of the Stevens signing or Gibson we questioned all summer. Like, to basically lose to Rodgers because of those things sucks. Like, it just, to me, like I'm pissed because they played too well to not win that game. That's what frustrates me. Justin Fields was amazing and they didn't win.
Yeah.
And that's what sucks.
Yeah, the fumble that Gibson had, as soon as I saw that, I'm like, okay, well, this is the team I remember watching last year because they were looking pretty damn good up until that point. But I guess, I don't know, my mindset on it is like, we live in such a constant state of misery as Jets fans. And, I feel like we always act like the sky is falling when, we lose a game or whatever. I don't think Baltimore sitting there right now worried about losing the game last night. They're on to the next week. And I just want to, act like a winning fan base and, have the expectation, of course, but also trust in the coaching staff to make things right and make those adjustments that they get paid lots of money to do,
Yeah, look, it's totally fair. Jeez, man, I appreciate the call. I like your positivity. I don't know how you are always looking for the positives after every game. That's tough to do, but it's early. They can win Sunday, and I'll be banging the positivity drum. But if they look good and lose Sunday, like, are we gonna feel good about being 0-2? Like, when do we draw the line of like you got to actually start winning games? Like, if they play the exact game they just played yesterday against the Bills, whatever that looks like exactly, and lose, are we happy then? Like, am I allowed to be upset that they're 0-2? Or do I got to wait for their 0-3 to that? Like, when can we be excited about winning games? That's what I want to know. Let's see. Gator writes in, life tip: if you choose to call in sick to work with crazy lies, don't admit it on a YouTube show watched by 20,000 people. Instead, call into a Cleveland Browns podcast and say anything. It's good advice there. More calls. Jets Johnny's next. Hello, Jets Johnny.
Shake, my brother, what's up? I think if you go to the Cleveland Browns podcast, that's like going to confession, right? Like, it's the same difference. Like, you're just talking to one person. So, you go to that podcast and do that, man. Don't come over here. But yesterday I got cut off. I had that JJ Wi-Fi, but I like what Cheese Fan said at the end there, and that he's always looking for the positives, and I know we completely disagree here, but I'm already on to the next week, and it's Buffalo Bills week. And what I saw last night was a very, very beatable Bills team, even though, like, I went to sleep and they were down 40-25 or whatever it was, 38-25, whatever. And I was like, oh, this game's over. And I woke up and I found out that they lost by a point. I couldn't believe it. So I found out today everything that happened. So, but the Bills look very beatable. Baltimore ran all over them, and that's our game plan. So I feel good going into this week. I don't expect the defense to be as bad as they were last week, really ever again, right? And so on offense, if we can somewhat replicate what we did on Sunday, we're in a good spot. And it just comes down to the little things. And like everybody said, we got to get Gibson the hell off this team. This dude, I thought it was 6 fumbles, but it turns out it was 10. So I can't believe that this guy's anywhere near a football for this team. And I get it was because of the injury, but you got to go to somebody else, bro. And then his fair catching, I'm like, yo, he's standing on the 10-yard line by himself, nobody around him, and he calls for a fair catch. Like, what are we doing here, bro? So yeah, I just don't. I think he's mentally. I think he's out of there because he's got skill. Like we've seen it before. We've seen him do his thing, but mentally he's not there, bro. He can't hold on to the ball. He's not doing the basics. You got to go. So, but I wouldn't make any other changes. You know, I know Brandon Stevens had a bad game. I know the defense overall, like it's weird because like you feel like the front like four had a good game. The linebackers were hit or miss, and then the secondary was all over the place except for Sauce.
Yeah, how
But
do you
I feel
lose a
like
game that, or how do you be that bad on defense when we think the D line played well? They stopped the
yeah,
run. Sauce Gardner looked like the every bit All Pro, 2-time All Pro he's been. Like,
yeah.
how do you lose after that? Like, it's amazing to me that they played that bad defensively.
No, and during the game when we're up and we're winning, I'm just like, man, this like, you know, you just thinking like the script is in, you know what I mean? Like Rodgers just comes back and it happens, you know. But I will say when we gave up that 14-point swing, we hit them right back, you know, and we took the lead and we had them on the ropes. They had the, Boswell had to pull one out of his ass.
Yeah.
And I mean, he hit that thing beautiful. I mean, it was good all the way, and it was good from forever. So, it is what it is, but in the end, they had to do that, right? So Rodgers and all that. It took a 60-yard field goal late in the fourth quarter for that, and we still had a chance, right? We still had 30 seconds, and then we all know what happened. So just like I'm like, yo, it's there, like it just needs to. We just need to correct a few little things and then keep it going, and not like rest on shit. So I like where we're at, and also I like the matchup against Buffalo. We always seem to play them early in the year at home, and we always seem to like get the best of Josh Allen. But he's a stud, man. So it's gonna be hard. We all know that. But that I'm not freaking out yet, and you were saying right before this, like if we play this game again and lose, like it'll be hard to still be happy, but I'll be happy if we continue to play the way that we played on Sunday. Like I just don't want to see shit football. You take out the one terrible play was Quincy out of bounds. I can live with the Simpson penalty all day. You're defending your quarterback. They shouldn't have thrown the flag. He flopped like a little fucking, whatever. So whatever. I'll take that penalty all day. You're defending your quarterback. But the Quincy Williams one out of bounds. That was like, yo, come on, bro. He was like halfway out of bounds already. So if we take that play away, everything else, you delay games and stuff like that. That kind of stuff happens, So I can live with all that. In the end, we put ourselves in this spot to win, and it just didn't happen. So I'll take that every week because more often than not, if we play how we played on Sunday, we're gonna win. So that's really all I got, Jake. I appreciate your time, bro. I appreciate you taking my call, and I appreciate you, bro. Have a good one, man.
Jets Johnny, everybody.
You get the fuck out.
I'm with you. Let's just hope they get a dub Sunday. Nick Shine writes in, praying that tomorrow morning Jake asks Joe B if he remembers Bob from Vermont, and Joe excitedly says, "Of course I do. How's Nala?" Oh, the pain. Brian says, "Thanks for the promotion, Jake. I win this Sunday, and I'm ready for war the rest of the season. This team will be in every game." Brian, you got it. We're glad your restaurant's doing well, and hopefully I'll be able to make it there one of these days. More of your calls, ladies and gentlemen. I know what you're thinking. We're all kind of amped up. It's been tense 24 hours, people going crazy. Maybe we need to just stop what we're doing, right? Maybe we just need to relax a little bit, perhaps, and maybe we need to, I don't know, take a Cho pill? Huh? Hold on. Where's my soundboard? Thank you. God, I was waiting for that to play for way too long. All right. Big Cho is on the line, but now I can't find his intro. So where am I going with this? Big Cho. Oh, did I find it? No. I can't find his. There it is. Gator says, I think Big Cho might need an intro.
Big Cho. Yeah, it's nice. I like my recliner. No, I just called to check in. I don't like all those wrinkles on my head. I don't have that many wrinkles. My implants are coming in 3 months.
The Kardashian ones?
Put the jet gear on for you. Been running some errands early. Came home just chilling. Jake.
Big Joe.
What's going on with you?
Chilling.
Chilling as usual.
Chilling.
I was a little bit fired up when I signed up to call because of the people in the chat, because I was like, looking at what they were saying. But then after sitting here waiting for my turn, I have to commend the callers for being so positive, because I didn't think at the beginning of the show the people that were writing in their little messages weren't very positive. So I was going to go off, but there's no need to now, seeing that everybody's positive. You just can't overreact after one game. I've been coaching for over 30 years. That's the worst thing you can do. You can't overreact after one game. You make adjustments and you get back to the drawing board. You don't worry about last game. You move on to the next game. Make your adjustments and go play. But the thing that bothered me a little bit at the beginning was when people are trying to say fire Glenn and I think it was Chris M, but you guys banned him anyway, saying we're going to be 0-3, and people trying to make adjustments on their own. You're not a coach. I don't know what you do. You might be a construction worker. You might be a lawyer. You might be a doctor, but you're not a coach. So quit trying to make adjustments and telling the coach what to do. He's a coach. You can't coach for the Jets. Nobody would hire you in the NFL as a coach. You can't coach where I coach. So quit trying to do that. That's what made me upset at the beginning of the day.
So you're upset at Chris M's troll comment?
I wasn't, but you know what? He wasn't the only one. There was a few other people, I can't remember who it was, that were making comments, acting like they could coach. They can't coach. They would be overwhelmed if they went into New York and they said, here, go ahead. Go ahead and coach 53 men. Let me see what you got.
Now, I'll say this, Big Show.
They would choke.
I agree that guy's comment was dumb, but I just because I'll defend like fans in general. Like fans can be critical even if they've never coached before. Like Robert Saleh knows way more football than like I ever will, but I could say he wasn't a good head coach. You know what I mean? Like there's a balance to all that.
Yeah, but what's your criteria on that?
My eyes, the comparing him to his peers, with the record. I mean, they didn't get results. Decisions he was responsible for.
But what makes you judge and jury of that?
No one makes me judge and jury of that. It's an opinion. I mean, if you want to tell me Robert Saleh is a great head coach, you can, but that'd be an unpopular opinion. I can't say you're wrong. It's your opinion.
No, I'm not saying either way. I'm just saying it's just frustrating to listen to people be critical of others that couldn't do their job.
Well, are we ever allowed to be critical of anything then? Like I'm not a I'm not a Hollywood director, but I could give an opinion on whether or not I think a movie's good or not.
No, I'm just saying that, but I'm just saying it just gets frustrating when people panic at the beginning of the year. You got how many more games we have? 16?
There are 16 more games.
Yeah, I mean, don't overreact. That's all I'm saying.
Are we allowed to be critical of anything though?
Yeah, sure you can be critical, but I'm just saying you gotta watch.
I'm not saying fire Aaron Glenn after a game though. Like people are gonna have their opinions on the game, but there's varying degrees of like how strong the opinion is. If your opinion is, hey, be patient, it's 1 of 16, that's a fair opinion to have off the game. Whereas if the opinion is this team is terrible, they're going to be awful, they're going to go 0-17, like that's a crazy opinion. You know, like it's a sports talk show, Big Joe. People are going to have varying opinions.
No, I understand. So I mean, it just depends. You can get upset by a comment or you can't. That's part of the show as well.
Yeah, and also part of the show is sometimes we play videos that make no sense to someone who's never watched the show.
I got gas right now. Oh. Nobody gives a shit.
So as you can see, the show kind of just takes on different stages of things happening.
Yeah, but I'm used to you showing beast stuff.
Spencer Green says, "I've seen enough. Fire Glenn, hire Cho."
No, I'm not a football coach. If it was a basketball team, then maybe, but you can't fire a coach after one game. You just can't do it.
I don't think anyone's saying that they should.
Well, I don't know if you noticed, but there were some people in the chat at the beginning of the show that mentioned that. It just wasn't Chris M. It was a couple other people. I can't remember who it was.
But they're not real, Big Joe. Who cares what someone hiding behind their keyboard says about Aaron Glenn? It doesn't carry any weight.
Then why let them put a chat on the message board then if they're not real?
I mean, they might be a real human being on the other side, but like they're not. It's not a serious comment. They could be trolling. They're just saying things to be funny or cause a reaction to get you to call into a show and be upset about it.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I don't want people to panic or overreact after one freaking game. That's all.
It's one person or a couple people in the chat. I think most rational Jet fans are talking about firing the head coach after his first game where the team scored 32 points on offense.
Yeah, they look good on offense. Just a few mistakes here and there, and you end up losing the game that you shouldn't have lost.
Joe, I can tell you're really fired up because I've never seen you sit up straight.
Yeah, I had just got up to take some vitamins, so I was already up. So I decided to sit upright.
Wow, Nate writes in, the only coach that deserves to be fired faster than Glenn is Coach Cho of Catawba College.
Yeah, right. That's not going to happen.
You don't think so?
Nah.
But someone on the internet wrote it.
So what?
Exactly. So Glenn's not getting fired after one game.
Exactly. I know that. If you remember, I did say I commended the callers for being positive.
Right. So don't let, I have 42,000 subscribers. They're not all going to be, rational or positive, and many of them look the troll. So you can't take it all seriously.
I got it. Maybe it has partly to do with the loss from yesterday. Emotions are running high.
Rick Kent commends you for being awake.
I'm always awake, man. I have insomnia. I can't even sleep during the friggin' night.
That was me last night. I was twisting and turning, thinking about Brandon Stevens and coverage.
I was awake Saturday night / Sunday morning because I remember looking at the clock going, damn, I got 9 more hours till game time. It was only 4 a.m. and I was wide friggin' awake.
JD says, Cho, you upset the Jets lost. You seem cool with losing.
Say that again now?
Are you upset that the Jets lost?
Yeah, very upset. I was pissed all day yesterday. I had my Garrett Wilson jersey on. I had my Jet shorts on, Jet socks on, had my big Jet necklace on. I was pumped. And then we lost.
The Human Fun wants to know, what time is Nick Shine picking you up for game day?
He's not picking me up. I wonder why people keep trying to stir the pot.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I told you he's got a family obligation with the birthday, man.
So have we figured out how you're going to get picked up from the airport?
I told you probably the friend of mine in New Jersey is going to pick me up.
Oh, yeah, your lady friend.
I'm hoping she'll go to the game with me as well, but we'll see.
Now.
Huh?
Nothing.
Be nice.
Calm your freaky down.
Yeah, be nice, Jake.
I'm a big fan of your lady friend.
You don't even know her.
Yeah, but I know you're a ladies' man, so I'm assuming she's beautiful.
Yeah, she's quite attractive.
Oh yeah.
I don't hang with ugly chicks, man.
Would you say you can't hang with ugly chicks?
Yeah, I just don't hang with ugly chicks.
Wow, so only hot women?
Exactly.
Hey, Big Joe.
Calm your freaky down.
We love it.
What about you? Do you hang with ugly chicks or what? Is that your deal?
No, only perfect 10 models.
There you go.
Yep.
You should be pulling them in with your media expertise and superstarism.
Yeah, you know what my pickup line is with women, Big Joe?
I hate to ask.
I'll tell you. You ready? This only works for my job. I go up to them. I go, you don't know who I am, but I bet you your dad does. And then let me tell you, that works every time.
That's awful.
You don't think that's a good one?
Yeah, it's okay. Because it's you.
Yeah, no, let me tell you. I mean, every time I've used that line, it's been a successful evening.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
What do you define as successful?
I don't kiss and tell, but there's some kissing.
Okay.
Calm your freaky down.
There you go, Jake.
You inspired me, Big Joe.
Got a little kissing going on, huh?
Oh, yeah.
There you go. I got faith in you.
Thank you, Big Joe.
Just like I have faith in the Jets fans.
That's right. And you believe in Aaron Glenn, and the Jets are going to win Sunday, right, Big Joe?
That is correct.
I'll tell you what, I love the passion, Big Joe. This is the most passion we've seen from you, so keep bringing it.
I got you. I just got fired up for a little bit. If I was too fiery, I apologize.
Hey, you were excellent, Big Joe. Ladies and gentlemen, Big Joe.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Good luck topping that one. I think we got a guy on the line that might be able to give us a run for its money. Ladies and gentlemen, JJ. Hello, JJ.
Yo, Jake, how you doing?
I'm good, JJ. Hey, you know what? I might have, if we're basing it on only a 1-game sample size, you might be onto something with this Justin Fields to the Ring of Honor take that you had.
You know, I think I told you this before, but I had realized it a couple of weeks ago. Chad Pennington and the other guy, Vinny Testaverde, aren't in the Jets Ring of Honor. So, I mean, Justin Fields, look. Anyways, you know what I don't understand? I don't understand all the fans who are so pissed off that we lost this game, especially the ones who went into the game thinking that we were only going to win 4 games this season, 5 games this season. If you only thought we were going to win 4 or 5 games this season, is this the game that you thought we were going to win?
Well, I can speak to that because I had the Jets at 6 or 7. I think it's more about the fact that if you thought they were going to be terrible, at least here's why I didn't think they were going to be like a 9+ win team. I have major questions about the quarterback and the play caller and all that, and they answered that in not just in a slight positive. It was an epic performance. So if you told me that they were going to get great quarterback play, I would have adjusted my win total for the season.
Well, I mean, if you would have listened to me, you would have known they were going to get great quarterback play. You don't remember this, but we had an argument 3-4 years ago when I hated Zach Wilson and you still were hoping that he would be good. And I was like, yo, Justin Fields is and you were like, Justin Fields stinks. I can't find it. If I could go back and find it. But I just want you to know that I've always had affection for Justin Fields. I'm a Justin Fields truther. I knew this was what we were going to get out of him, so I'm not surprised. However, what I am surprised at is how bad Brandon Stevens played. I mean, my God, if I was trying to pinpoint one reason we lost the game, and obviously it was the defense, but specifically it was Brandon Stevens. He gave up at least 3 touchdowns. If you count at one point he slipped and missed a tackle on 2nd and 10. If he would have made the tackle, it would probably been 3rd and 10. We probably could have forced a punt. On another play, he slipped and he blew his coverage. The guy ran right past him. I think it was Calvin Austin. I mean, just go down the list. On another play, he slipped and he dropped an interception. But if you just watch the game over, I mean, this guy was abysmal. And it's shocking that he blew his assignment that many times and he got to stay on the field. It's even more shocking. I'll tell you a funny story. My wife was at the game with me, and she was like, hey, where's that guy Pritchett that we saw at training camp? And I started laughing. I was like, oh yeah, Pritchett, right? Yeah, he's not playing because they wanted to go with Gibson. And to my surprise, a few plays later, Gibson gets a punt and he doesn't really do much with it. And I'm like, you know what? I feel like Pritchett would have did a better job. And not maybe 10 minutes later, this guy fumbles and I start losing my crap because I don't understand how a team can just continue to let a player who has done one thing in his whole career, one thing, allow him to stay on the field time after time after he blows his assignments. Like, I just don't get it. And so if Aaron Glenn is going to be a coach that comes in and he wants to change the culture, he has to immediately get rid of Gibson, and he has to bench Brandon Stevens for the next game, and then I'll believe in him. If he doesn't do that, then he's just another talker. But if he
I don't
goes
think
out
he's
and
going to
he
bench
does-
Stevens. I'd be surprised. I think Gibson is the easiest move he can make. As Will said, and it was a good point. He was literally the 53rd player on the roster. Like, it's very easy to move on from Gibson.
Okay, but you got to move on from Stevens too, because you got young guys. Tony Adams as well. You got young guys on the field.
That's easy to do because he's on a 1-year deal for $3 million. They gave Stevens $36 million, so he's probably going to get a longer leash just based on that.
Yeah. At the end of the day, do you want to win games or do you want to
Of
worry
course.
about win games?
I
It
think
doesn't
Stevens
matter
will
how-
probably start, and if he struggles again against Josh Allen, he goes after him, then I'd like to see AZ Thomas then get an opportunity to play. It can't be any worse. There's no way AZ Thomas could be any worse.
Yeah, but I don't want to even let the guy get out there. I want to see immediate change because you don't blow that many assignments and then get to play another a football game, or at least.
I mean, are
get
you
to
going to
start.
bench Michael Carter? Or are you going to bench Quincy Williams? There's going to be some leeway with the veterans on the team. Even though Stevens hasn't done it as a Jet, they did give him a second contract and paid him a lot of money.
Yeah, but I didn't see, and correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I didn't see Michael Carter blow coverage and give up a touchdown. I saw it multiple times with.
He had a
this guy
rough
coming
first
off.
half, though. I mean, he did.
He did, but he was also, like maybe 2 inches away, from having a pick. So
yeah, but so was Stevens, and he didn't catch it either.
Yeah, but which one was more abysmal, Stevens or Michael Carter? Michael Carter was making a great play
for sure.
Stevens literally went right to him and he slipped. How many times are you going to slip on the football field?
I agree with you, JJ. I'm just giving you reasons why I think Aaron Glenn is not going to necessarily bench Stevens right away. He's going to have a longer release with him than he would Xavier Gibson or Tony Adams. That's what I'm saying. I agree. If it was up to me, Stevens would have been benched at halftime of this game. I'm so desperate to win.
Let me tell you something. I know you probably watched that Bills-Ravens game last night, and the things that what's his name, Keon Coleman was doing to that Ravens secondary. I mean, my God, I don't want to see Brandon Stevens on that field, because if what last night was happening to the Ravens secondary, I can only imagine what might happen to ours. The only person who was playing good coverage was Sauce, which that's to be expected. But I mean, let's go, man. Put Malachi Moore in. Put the other guy AZ in, and let's actually win a football game. I mean, we could have won that game if we just had better coverage in the secondary.
Agreed.
And that's the sad thing about our Jets defense. It's like whenever we need to get a stop, whenever we really need to get a stop, there was multiple times where if we would have just got one stop or at least held them to a field goal, I feel like the game would have been over. But we just kept giving up touchdowns at the wrong time. Aaron Rodgers is a joke. I'm gonna end on this. Aaron Rodgers is a joke. All right, this guy. He acts like he came to the New York Jets and we did something wrong to him. We gave him everything he could possibly want, and it didn't work out for 2 years. And then the new head coach doesn't want to be his head coach, and he's all like butthurt about it. Oh yeah, there's some people on that team that feel like I couldn't play football. My brother, you threw 2 interceptions. You threw 2 interceptions, and one of your touchdowns was a shovel pass. Let's relax, Aaron Rodgers.
He won. He won. He could say whatever he wants. You didn't beat him. And by the way, he wasn't mad at everyone with the Jets. He was pissed he flew in from California to meet with them when that could have been handled over the phone. I thought that was a legitimate gripe at the time, so I can't change my opinion. Who cares?
I don't think it was a legitimate gripe. I think that man to man, they wanted to tell him to his face that you're not going to be the quarterback of this football team instead of doing it over the phone.
If the in-person meeting was 20 seconds like he said it was, and no one from the Jets has denied that that's exactly what happened, so I believe it to be true, then I understand why he was annoyed.
Yeah, he can be annoyed, but then to say, I'm glad I beat everyone associated with the Jets. Okay,
That's
I'm gonna
really
take that
not
low.
what he said. You got to hear the context of the full question. He was asked it by Costello, does it mean anything to beat Aaron Glenn? And what he was trying to say is it, without blaming or naming Glenn specifically, he was trying to say it's just great to beat anyone associated with the Jets because we got the win. But it gets construed into he's taking shots at the entire Jet organization. But did you expect anything less? Like, this is who he is. He's made a career over remembering every slight that has been made against him. Like, that's what makes him one of the all-time great quarterbacks, man. He has the ultimate chip on his shoulder through everything.
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense for him to have a chip on his shoulder with an organization that gave him the world. We gave him
It's
the
not
world.
the organization. It's Aaron Glenn and Woody Johnson. He's got plenty of love for his teammates that he played with and for the other coaches that were there that are no longer there.
Okay, let me ask you, Jake, but how could he be mad at Woody? Woody did everything he wanted. What did Woody not do that Aaron Rodgers wanted him to do?
When he fired
Why
the
are you
head coach
mad?
5 games into the season?
But I mean, we can all agree that that had to happen. Now, I will say, isn't it crazy that with a competent football team around him, Aaron Rodgers kind of looked somewhat decent. I didn't think he played a great game like everyone else said. I think at times he probably held on to who knows.
He played
Anyways,
a very good game. He did. The stat line was not as good as his stat line looked better than I thought he actually played. But we can't sit here and say he didn't play a good game. He played a very good game.
he should have thrown 2 interceptions, and we would be having a complete. If he threw those 2 interceptions and woulda, coulda, shoulda, right? But if he threw 2 interceptions and we won the football game, they don't make a 60-yard interception, 60-yard kick. We would be talking about Aaron Rodgers being washed.
Yeah,
right
but you
now.
know what? How many times have we done this before? That you got to win games. That's why I'm saying. Like, they blew an opportunity. Aaron Rodgers would have won more than 5 games last year if Greg Zuerlein didn't suck. So you know what? Like, kicking is a part of it. The Steelers took advantage and they won. This is what good teams do. That's why the Steelers, who have never had good quarterback play since Roethlisberger retired, still have been able to be a winning team every year.
Yeah, but you don't get Aaron Rodgers on your team to still have to rely on the kicker, and we still had the opportunity to win.
No. Aaron, the version of Aaron Rodgers that they now have, JJ, is not MVP Aaron Rodgers. They have a competent starting quarterback. I don't think they're looking at Aaron Rodgers like he's the MVP.
Listening to ESPN, I heard Dan Orlovsky say this morning that he thought Aaron Rodgers played the best out of every quarterback yesterday.
Okay,
I was like,
okay, so whatever about what someone's opinion on TV is. We watched the game. We saw what happened.
but no, because you guys are the same people who, when Dan Orlovsky says, "Oh yeah, Aaron Rodgers was right. He didn't run on the red line." Yeah, Dan O said it, so it must be true. So I keep the same energy. He said he played the best quarterback.
Just because he has an opinion there we don't agree with doesn't mean that when we get a former NFL's quarterback opinion on that particular play and what happened doesn't mean that it doesn't carry any weight.
Well, I will say this though. Like I told you, my Jets are going to the playoffs, man. So all y'all who had that, we're only going to win 5 games, 6 games, get that out of your mind right now. You done seen what we can do. Now, the only thing we need to clean up, obviously, is the secondary play, but we also need to clean up the third down play calling. And you can't put Breland Allen in the game and run the ball every single time. I think they're going to know what's coming. Like, tendency breakers. Obviously, it's the first game, so it's not much of a tendency. But, I mean, every time Breland Allen got in the game, we know they're giving him the ball, and he wasn't able to get anything.
Not every time. They had a play where Braylon was out there at the same time as Brees.
All right, but for the most part, when he was out
one
there,
game. They're gonna. This is where you need good coaching. So let's see. I hope you're right. I hope this team goes to the playoffs. But JJ, if they're gonna go to the playoffs, you know what they need to do? They need to win football games. And that was a winnable game that they blew on Sunday. So now they got to steal one on Sunday against Buffalo.
But here's the thing. I don't think they blew it though. I really don't think they blew it. I don't think they blew it. Me and you disagree. I don't think.
How didn't they blow it? They had the lead in the fourth quarter and lost the game.
They had the lead in the fourth quarter, and they also had an opportunity to win the game at the end. I don't necessarily feel like they blew the game. Blew the game is like if they would have.
They had a 9-point lead and lost the game despite outgaining the Steelers significantly and being the better team in basically every stat: time of possession, being the better team in rushing yards, total yards. They had the turnover on special teams. That was the difference in the game, and a 60-yard kick that they made.
Yeah, but after that, hold on. After that turnover, the Jets went back down there. The Jets, for the first time ever, went back down and answered back, then punched them right in the mouth and got a touchdown. And we held up on defense. Let's be realistic about what happened. It took a miracle 60-yard field goal to beat us. That's like. And I'm gonna be the salty Jets fan for once because I get to do that. I've earned it. This stupid new NFL rule where they let everybody just use whatever football they want, and that you could put it in a frying pan oven and make it all nice and dense and stuff, so that you could kick it 100 yards down the field is some BS. Because let's be real, he would have made that from 75 yards if he wanted to. Like, that's ridiculous. What is the league going
That's
to
the
turn
rule,
into now?
though. Okay, like if you want to win the game, then catch the interception, Brandon Stevens, that hits you in the hands. All right, Tony Adams
but
don't allow.
I'm gonna defend my team, and I'm gonna be a just truther right now. And I'm gonna say change the freaking rule, because that's ridiculous. That there's no reason that people should be making it from 60 yards.
You get the fuck out. All right, thank you, JJ. We're giving you plenty of time. Good Lord. Right, we are back, man. We have heard from anyone that has ever been a big part of the show these last 2 days. Love it. Hirsch, thank you. In the raffle that's coming up shortly for 5.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
All right, we got 2 calls left here. One of them is from a man who is in a different country. The other is from a man who loves women's rights. Austrian Jet fan. Or Australian Jet fan, I mean.
Australian.
We have, it's very confusing. We have the number 1 Austrian Jet fan, and then we have Australian Jets fan. So please excuse me, Australian Jets fan. Go ahead.
No problem. If I had money, I would have sent JJ to the hole. Go Jets.
That was the whole call. Love it. Hennessy says if Stevens caught that, all would be forgiven. Amen. We'd been like, at least he made a play. Big fella. Cut Lazard so Trash Bag can take picks after the game with Rodgers. Another waste of space like Teletubby with oven mitts returning. No one hates Xavier Gibson more than the big fella. Hey, Big Joe, I see you're still on the line. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, I meant to play this earlier for you.
Calm your freaky down.
Thank you very much, Big Joe. All right, here we go. Today's closer is a man who loves women and thinks they should be allowed to vote.
Pointing, Garrett Box, point at you, Garrett Box, I point at you, Garrett Box, I'm pointing, I'm pointing, I'm pointing, I'm pointing, Garrett Box, point at you, I point.
What's going on, Jake?
Hello, Gary.
How are you? All right, here I am. All right, I got like 15 windows open. I couldn't find this one. So first off, Australian Jets fan, don't send people to the hole. It's such an effeminate thing to do. Oh, someone saying words I don't agree with. I can't take it. So I'm going to send them in a hole so I don't have to hear the words that make me feel bad. It's like, stop. It's just and I'm not going to hate on it too much because you get paid off of it. So I shout out Jake. I want you to get paid, but it's such an effeminate thing to do. Like, give the money to charity or buy membership.
Someone getting sent to the hole is now feminine in your, in your mind.
So I can't listen to the words. The words hurt my feels. My feels, guys. You don't like it, change it. Or I mean, call it and say why your ideas are better. It's such an effeminate way of handling things. Make him go away. Addison did this. Extraordinary work, Addison. Extraordinary work. Do you think that guy looks like me?
Identical.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's got the jersey on, the gold chain. I guess he looks like me. He's a handsome man for sure.
Hey, Frank B called you a dumbass.
Extraordinary. Awesome. It's a sick burn. I'll never quite recover from that one. Oh, P. Willikers. Whatever shall I do? Yes, indeedy. Yes. I wanted to. This was way early in the show, and this show has been great job, Jake. You're fully back. It's in season. What is this, like 3 hours in? You're doing a great job.
Mondays are always the busiest day. Basically, the shows are 3 hours long each.
There was a caller I wasn't.
Your favorites here.
Loudmouth, rebellious women. Fantastic. Did you find a guy yet, Amanda? No, because you're a loudmouth, rebellious woman. Extraordinary. Yes. You see, if your dad or your brother helped you pick a guy out, you wouldn't be in this situation. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, sports fans of all ages, welcome to the event of the year, the moment you've all been waiting for. This is the Asmaniac Rumble.
He's got no internet. I win by default. In the averages, we call that a walkover when your opponent doesn't show up. I was looking forward to this too. That would have been fun. If he gets his internet back, let me know. But this is a walkover. My opponent no showed. Yeah. So the first thing, do we have him? There he
Yeah,
is.
what's up?
Yes, yes,
My
indeedy.
computer
Yes,
died.
sir.
My computer died, so I had to call on my phone. Yeah, look. I think you have the wrong idea. What JJ said wasn't hurting my feelings. I just thought it was full of shit and was ready to listen to something else. So that's why I wanted to sell him from the hole, send him to the hole. And you know, I don't think there's anything wrong with supporting the channel and
No, there's
sending
not.
people
So
to hole.
send memberships, become a member, do the Patreon. No, Jake needs the support. I mean, the views don't pay for the views don't pay a lot. I have a YouTube channel. The views don't pay a lot, so he needs our support. So send them memberships. Join the Patreon. Or send them a $50 super chat. Sending somebody $50 to have them stop giving their opinion. I don't know. Why don't you just call in and give a better opinion? Why not convince us that your take is better than his?
Well, I think the whole adds entertainment value to the show. You organize fights, don't you? Aren't you someone that prides yourself in entertainment? So
Ladies
I
and
really see what the
gentlemen,
issue is.
sports fans of all ages, welcome to the event of the year, the moment you've all been waiting for. This is the Asmaniac Rumble.
Oh, now JJ doesn't have no internet. It's like the Jake. Like, I come on, everyone loses their internet. All right. Yeah. What were you? I was looking forward to JJ. JJ is my favorite caller. Go ahead. Is he back? Do we have him? Hey, yes,
Yo,
indeed.
Gary, there's a caller. He calls in. His name is Australian Jets fan, and that boy is obsessed with me, man. Let me tell you. Anytime I do anything, him and Gary, not Gary. I'm sorry. What's the big boy's name? Gator. Him and Gator. They're my two #1 fans. Anytime I do anything, I call into the show. I can always expect for them to have something to say.
I was actually on hold before Jake picked up your call.
Okay, so then you changed your whole call and made it about me. So you called in to talk about something, and then I called in, and then your whole demeanor changed, and you just wanted to say,
I called in.
"Oh,
I
send
called
JJ
in.
to the pool."
I called in to say go Jets, and then you started yapping about like a load of crap for I don't know how long. So
You
then
know,
I added the part
if
where
you stopped calling, no one would even notice. You know that, right?
whatever. Are you trying to hurt my feelings?
Okay.
You're not doing a very good job.
Why would I want to hurt your feelings? Did that hurt your feelings? Why'd you mention anything about feelings?
I don't know because it seemed like you were trying to insult me.
That's not an insult. That's a compliment.
It's a compliment. You're saying that I don't bring any value to the show. You're saying I'm forgettable.
It's a compliment. It's still a compliment.
Nobody gives a shit.
You know what? We're all allowed to have our opinions.
Yeah, but you wanted to pay money to silence him, and that's my point. Is you want him not look. If I don't like JJ's opinion, I'll call in and explain why my opinion is better than his. Like, there's no reason to try to shut him down.
JJ's full of shit. He's full of shit.
How am I full of shit? Tell me. Wait, Gary. Let me ask him. What did I say that bothered you today? What did I say that made you think I was full of shit?
You mean Gary or me?
No, I said, Gary, give me a second so I can ask you, Australian Jets fan.
Oh yeah.
What did I say that was full of shit?
Well, like trying to say they didn't blow the game. They were 2 scores up. Fumbled a kick return, dropped an interception, and then lost to a 60-yard field goal in the last quarter. Like what is not blowing the game?
So it took a 60-yard field goal. So the defense forced the stop on 3rd down, and it took a 60-yard field goal for the other team to win the game. Am I correct?
If Stevens caught the interception, they wouldn't have even had the chance to take the field goal.
If Aaron Rodgers didn't throw the possible interception, they would have never had the chance to catch an interception. It's the same thing. It's a coulda, woulda, shoulda. But at the end of the day, it took a 60-yard field goal for them to win the game. So that's not blowing a football game. The defense actually made a stop and forced a 60-yard field goal. That's not blowing a football game.
So what to you is blowing a football game then?
Blowing the football game is
if losing a 4th quarter lead because you're fumbling kick returns and dropping easy interceptions. If that's not
We
blowing
lost
a
the we
football game, I
lost
don't
the
know what
lead.
is.
Excuse me, sir. We lost the league for literally less than 2
Yeah,
minutes.
JJ's right.
We were
We
The
two
lost
team
the
scores
that
lead
up.
for
has the
literally
lead in
less
the
than 2
fourth
minutes.
quarter loses that lead about half the time. So a fourth quarter lead in football is still a 50-50 shot. Like they didn't, the defense did not blow the game. The defense did not blow. The defense made the stop when it needed to, and then held them
Did
to
you
a 60-yard field goal. No one thought that ball was going to be
Did you watch the Ravens versus the Bills? That's what you
No, I
call
didn't.
blowing a game. They didn't score. They didn't score at all, I don't think, in the fourth quarter, let alone in the last 10 minutes of the game. They were up 40-25 and they lost the game. That's blowing the game. They gave up a touchdown, then they fumbled and gave up another touchdown, and then I think they ended up punting,
Wait.
and then they
So
gave up
so
another
so
touchdown.
they gave up a touchdown like the Jets did. They gave up a touchdown and then
Yes.
fumbled and gave up another touchdown like the Jets did while there were 2 scores
And
up in
then
the fourth quarter.
hold on, timeout. And then on top of that, they punted the ball. They went 3-and-out or whatever it was, punted the ball, and then gave up potentially it could have been a touchdown, but he tackled them on the one, and then they held off for the time and kicked the field goal. So they gave up three scores on 3 separate possessions, and they did not score. Whereas the Jets turned over the football, right, and gave up the lead and immediately answered back and retook the lead, and then held the other team to a 4th and long situation, a 3rd and long, then a 4th and long situation, which took a historic 60-yard career. Think about this. That was his career long field goal to win the game. So what are you talking about? How is that blowing the game?
Because they had their opportunities to win and didn't take them.
So then if that's the case, every team blows every game then. Any team that loses
Yeah, pretty much, exactly.
Okay, great.
What did you want
They
the
were,
Jets to
if
do?
you're
They got
if
the
you're in a
3-and-out.
situation to win the game and you lose, that's blowing the game.
I'm going to say something very mean that I hope hurts your feelings. I want you to go watch some cricket or some rugby and leave this American football stuff to me and Gary, because you don't know what you're talking about, young man.
I'm with JJ on this. It's like the kicker came out and made a hell of a kick. Like, what do you hit a 60-yard to win the game with under a minute left? What do you want the Jets to do about that? It held them to a how many kicks out of 10 do you think he's going to make on a 60
Maybe
yards
not
or more?
fumble
Like,
a kick return and give up the 2-score lead you have.
They did not play perfectly. But you can't blame that on the defense. That's Xavier Gibson's fault for fumbling the
But
ball.
I didn't say the defense blew the game. The Jets blew the game.
I think Pittsburgh did what they had to do to win. They made the field goal. They made the plays when
They
they
did,
had.
and Pittsburgh won. But I'm saying is that the Jets were in the best position to win that game, and they screwed it up.
All right. I mean, if
that to me is blowing a football game.
If losing on a 60-yard field goal after your defense, if losing on a 60-yard field goal after your defense held them to 3rd and long and 4th and long, and you
They
lose on a
never should have
60-yard
been in
field
a
goal.
situation where they were kicking to win the game.
Okay, let me ask you a question, right? Let's say after the Steelers scored, right? Instead of Gibson fumbling, we just go 3-and-out. We go 3-and-out and we punt the ball, and then the Steelers march back down the field and score a touchdown. Would you have then said we blew the game as well?
No, probably not.
Why not? What's the difference?
Well, I think that fumbling a kick return is a pretty blowy mistake.
You fumbled a kick return, or you go 3-and-out and give up a touchdown.
But that's the thing. Now you're bringing what ifs into the conversation. So that didn't happen. So how?
I'm
how
just
can we
asking
possibly
you a
know?
question, sir. I just want to know if that was to be the case. If we went 3-and-out and had to punt the football, and then they marched down the field and scored just like they did, would you have felt the same way that we blew the game?
We are mama way. All right, we covered a lot of ground there with that Rumble. I thought Craig won the Rumble there, made a lot of salient points throughout. Hirsch Parker, he also lives in Australia, just like Craig does, just like AJF is originally from. He gifted a membership during that madness. 5 of them to be exact. He's in the raffle for 5. Last chance here. I got 2 calls left. We will do Craig in Australia. He's up first in this final segment. Hello, Craig.
Mate, that was extreme. I've never spoken that much in my life and yelled and argued. It's
I thought
8:30.
originally, I saw your comment where you were like, "Oh, maybe I got to call in to like help AJF." I'm like, "Oh, the fellow Australians coming together." And then I put you on, and then you were just like, "Let me just take it all in." That was well done.
Look, I was in a tough spot, as you can imagine, because I think, do I support my guy, or as Gary knows, I have the state flag of Texas, like him, on the wall behind me. I'm an honorary Texan. What do I do here? And JJ, he argues well. So I thought I can do without a black eye at the beginning of the day. I've got a conference to go to. I'll just sit, I'll take it all in, and I'll think to myself, you know what? I'm going to be stateside in a couple of weeks. The last thing I need now is my visa cancelled. So I just thought, let's just leave it at that, shall we?
I love it. Well, Craig, I'll tell you what. I thought your contributions to the show will never be forgotten. Apparently, AJF is going to be forgotten, according to JJ. But I think your contributions to the show will never be forgotten.
Yeah, there's no chance of that. It'll Nobel Peace Prize coming my way, so it's all good. I don't have too much to say about the game. Everyone said enough, but with the way that we looked, there is hope for us. That is all I will say. There is hope. We looked better in that game, despite the loss, than almost every game last year. So go Jets.
Craig, excellent. Well said. By the way, AJF, you will not be forgotten. You're a valuable member of this community. You came to our draft party. AJF flew in from Finland to be at our draft party. All right. You will not be forgotten, AJF. We love you. JJ's just an ass. It takes a special person to argue with JJ. I'm well versed in it. I've done it for years. I've argued with the likes of Gary, Allen, JJ. I've been through the asshole gauntlet. All right. What do we got here? Oh, how about this? It really is football season. Aurora has called in. Hello, Aurora.
Hi, Jake. How are you?
I thought you forgot about us. You get engaged and then you don't call the show anymore.
No, I've been so busy with my life with, engagement stuff and work and all that. But I'm so excited to go to Tampa with y'all next week, and I'll be there supporting. Leslie won't be there, but I will be there. And
Let's
I'm
go. Are you getting a pedicure right now?
I am. It's like the only time I can actually get it done.
I just love the idea that you're just getting a pedicure and you're just calling into a football show to give takes on the Jets.
Yeah, no, seriously. But overall, what my thought process is with yesterday, I think there's a reasoning why they were signing so many safeties and cornerbacks. I think there was some sort of issue that they've noticed when it comes down to the off season, when they were like viewing all these different players. So I think just kind of going back to like why they were signing so many safeties and cornerbacks, I think that there is a reasoning why there. And overall from yesterday's game, I mean, I wasn't expecting the Jets to win over the Steelers. I just personally just don't think it was going to happen, but I also was well impressed with the offense overall. So, I mean, I'm hopeful with Buffalo that we can maybe upset them since they're coming off such a high right now from their win. And we always play them tough in MetLife, but I'm also wouldn't be surprised if we go 0-2 with this. But there is some hope right now.
Your roommate says see you in 2 weeks.
Yes, we're rooming together in 2 weeks.
I love it. Have you guys met before in person?
No, this will be our first time.
Wow, I love that. This community is the best. Love that.
Yeah, I'm super excited. And this is what all the Jets fans about. It's just, bonding together over trauma. So,
Aurora, you're awesome. I will see you in less than 2 weeks, and hopefully the Jets are 1-1 going into that weekend.
hopefully, see ya. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, Aurora, live from the pedicure place somewhere in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. At least I believe that's where Aurora still lives. That's where I met her for the first time at the Jet Cowboy game 2 years ago. Let's see. I think we are caught up on the super chats. His call kind of got, upended by the JJ AJF Rumble. Did we let Gary close before we do this raffle for the Fields jersey here? I'm going to make the executive decision. And I'm going to say we do, in fact, let him close.
Chicken with pasta is worse than peanut butter with sandwich.
So you're gonna say no, but I am wearing the Fields jersey, so people can see what the merch looks like.
Did I send you that? You won that?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say. I was like, I don't remember you winning that raffle.
No, I didn't win. I feel that. I got this like right after he signed with the Jets.
Wow, Dave Brigger says nobody cares.
All right. I mean,
do you think if I left it up to Dave Brigger, you'd be on the show right now? Probably not, right?
No, because he's effeminate. He can't listen to things that he doesn't
Oh,
agree
here we
with,
go.
which is why he ended up the way that he is. And Aurora's met my wife. So if anyone has questions that I don't love and respect my wife doesn't love and respect me, you can ask Aurora. Aurora sat through a 3.5-hour football game. It was the Denver game.
The
so
10-9
yeah, it was that game. Yeah, it was that game. But if anyone has, do I love my wife? Does my wife love me? Ask Aurora. We adore each other. When you have a woman and you solve every one of her issues, she's going to love you. I promise you that.
Lumpy with a great question. Should Aurora have a vote?
On the NFL Pro Bowl game? Sure.
Presidential election.
Certainly not. Certainly not. Certainly not. That's neither should fat people. Why are you guys so obsessed with this one?
Aurora says there's a reason why she's a flight attendant. Just saying.
Look, distance makes the heart grow fonder. If she works like 9 days a month, she works about 3 times a week, she's part-time. If she didn't, right, maybe I would drive her crazy. That's a possibility, but it's good for her. If she didn't work part-time, we homeschool our kids. We have 2 special needs kids. She would literally never leave the house ever. Right. So it's good. It's good. Bring her in. Clearly, my wife adores me and I adore her. There was a point though made early in the show. It was a caller I wasn't familiar with. It was Bob Up and Down or something like that.
Yeah, Bob Up and Down who wanted the Jets to cheap shot Aaron Rodgers.
If the Fields, I remember the Fields hit he's talking about, but it was a clean hit though, right?
Correct.
Like
there was nothing illegal about it. Fields is a runner on that play. The second that you run the option there, because you can't expect the defenders to know whether or not Fields has the ball or not. Like that's the penalty, if you will, for the offense for running that play. You're susceptible to being hit cleanly, and it's not illegal even if he doesn't have the ball. That was a clean hit.
Yeah,
they didn't show the replay on that hit, by the way. It drove me crazy in real time. They never showed the replay of that hit that Fields took from Watt.
So I'm wondering this. In the UK and in Japan, if there's a brutal knockout, they don't show the replay. In America, we play it on loop, right? But look, he's like dead. I think he's dead, right? Like we have this infinity towards violence in America, which might be good, might be bad. But did they not want to show it on the replay because it was such a brutal hit? I don't know. Right, because you'd want to see that again.
No, they just went to the next play. Like the drive continued, and they just never got back to it.
If it was a dirty hit, I would agree with Bob Up and Down. Right, like when I'm in a fight, if someone's using their elbow, someone's leaning on me, the first thing I'm going to do is hit them low. The first thing I'm going to do. We're not to, but just to set a tone. Look, we're not going to do this tonight. You're not going to do whatever I want, and then whatever you want, expect me to complain to the ref. Okay, we're going to settle this. So in that regard, I agree with him, except that was a clean hit. If it was a dirty hit, I would agree with him, right? But it was a clean hit. So,
right.
All right, try to get a clean hit on Rodgers. I agree. But you can't go in there and give him a cheap shot because he gave you a clean hit.
This really warranted a call? Like, I think everyone actually agrees with you on this. Not like
extraordinary. Okay. And then the last thing, there was another caller just a couple calls ago who's saying he just wants to act like a normal winning fan base. If you guys want to act like a normal winning fan base, stop with the moral victories. Do you think that the Ravens are like, oh, well, at least we almost beat Buffalo? Or do you think their fans are pissed off? Stop. Guys, we lost a game we should have won. There's no moral victory. Are there positives you can take from it? Yeah. But yesterday was a failure, and it needs to be treated as such. There's no moral victories. You want to act like a winning fan base, then you have to understand that yesterday was a failure.
I agree with the moral victory aspect.
So you agree with everything on this call? Are we simpatico?
Well, I don't agree with your take on women being that they shouldn't be allowed to vote.
Okay. All right. I mean, that's your thing. I don't see any good reason why they should. But
Dave
that's
Briga says diagnosis of callers is quite unique by this fellow.
I don't know because I call him effeminate.
Do you think you and Dave Briga could get through an entire meal if you guys wined and dined together without any conflict?
Without any conflict, could be. Oh no! Oh wow!
Could you guys break bread and put your differences aside for a night?
I want to see how. Do you remember Stephen Bowen, who played for the Jets one year? He played mostly for the Redskins and the Cowboys. He played at Hofstra. Do you remember Stephen Bowen?
I remember the name.
All right, he played like 10 years in the league, mostly as a backup. He lived next door to me at Hofstra, right? He was a year younger than me, and he played his first 5 years or so with the Cowboys. And I saw him at a bar in Huntington. He's from Huntington, and I saw him at a bar in Huntington, and this is when I was like 23. He's probably 22. So that's his first year in the NFL. I said, "Hey, what's T.O. really like?" And he went like, "Bro, do you ever get in the elevator with someone you hate? You're like, God dang it, I got to spend the next 20 seconds of my life with you." That's how T.O. is all the time. That's how I feel about Dave Briga. Like, just don't put me anywhere near. Like, if I got to spend 20 seconds with them, it's going to be excruciating. No, I don't think I can be near Dave Briga for any prolonged amount of time. I think he's going to bring the worst out of me. So it's probably best to, Jesus says, if your hand causes you to sin, cut it off. It's probably best just to cut off that relationship entirely. Nothing good.
I don't know. Dave seems like a pretty good guy.
You could think that. And look, I'm not saying he's a good guy, bad guy. I'm saying for me, he's going to bring the worst out of me. So it might be best to cut my hand off, as Jesus would say, right? Like, it's better to cut your hand off than to sin. So maybe it's just best I cut that out of my life.
Dave Briga says you're a bum.
Extraordinary. And this is what I expect. He can't articulate an argument, right? Like, I don't know what it is. Like, maybe he's Grandpa Simpson, like it's old babble. He can't articulate an argument. He can't defend any of his positions. If you say anything to him, he gets all defensive like beast. Like, there's nothing good that's going to come of talking to Dave Briga, in my estimation. Maybe you disagree, and then you can talk to him.
You know what I think we need? Now, you're both are going to be very high seeds in the tournament this year, but I feel like we need to set the bracket so there's a potential matchup in the Sweet 16 or Elite 8, wherever it might be, for Gary versus Dave Briga.
I think so too. I mean, and the bracketologists, or not the bracket committee, they were excellent with putting, with keeping everyone where they were supposed to be seated, more or less, but also getting those interesting matchups. They did an excellent job with that, right? Like, they knew what they were doing for sure.
Well, Gary, you said a lot.
Patino
really
versus
did.
Calipari together in the first round, right? Like both those teams were rated where they were supposed to be, but you got Patino versus Calipari in the first round. The committee did a good job like that.
Nate says, Gary, you don't want that matchup.
Look, I want all smoke. Ask Addison. Free smoke. I want all smoke. I don't care if I got to face Bonesy in the first round, whether it's the first round or the final round. If you want to be the best, you got to go through everybody, right? Free smoke. Who wants it?
Gary, have you stopped and looked at yourself? That's from Yo Holmes.
Many times. See, there's nothing that you can say that's going to offend me because I like the man that I've become, right? Like, people only get triggered at that. Like, I said something to the effect of, you are the culmination of your decisions. And that triggered people. It doesn't trigger me. But
JD says he'd vote for Beast over you at this point.
Good for JD, sir. That's his right to do that.
Dave Briga referred to you as Mr. Self-Righteousness.
This is another. I guarantee he has no idea what that means. I guarantee you he has no idea what self-righteous means. And the other thing is, Big Cho, shout out Big Cho, says, I always think I'm right. Which is just a curious thing to say, because when you call in a sports show, don't you think you're right, Jake? When you give your takes on Stevens or Xavier Gibson or whatever, don't you think you're giving the correct take?
I think my opinion. I think it's an opinion. I think it's an accurate opinion a lot of times.
Right. Do you think it's the accurate opinion?
Yeah, but I'm always willing to admit when I'm wrong. I think the thing with you is you very rarely ever do that.
I admit I was wrong on my call this morning about Sauce Gardner. Like, what do you, that's just like.
Yeah, but that's like a minuscule thing compared to some of the things you've said.
Like, okay, like name one. Hey, baby, you want to come in and say hello?
This is how Gary will defeat Briga. He just plays the Decker card. Hello, Decker. Decker, your dad's in some hot water. People don't like his opinions lately.
Me though.
You don't like him either? That's good. I love it. How are you, Decker? How's life?
Good. Nothing to pick with Connor, but besides that, that's good.
What'd she say?
She lost to Connor in the Asmaniac tournament in the Young Guns. She's not thrilled, but it's not Jake's fault. Jake does not the deciding vote. You got to take it up with the chat.
I'll tell you what, Decker. If you start calling on your own, you might win Asmaniac
It's
Madness.
not Connor's fault either, baby. Connor just went on and did the best job he's could. It's the chat.
Well, no more chat.
I told you. You see this? You don't vote for it, you're gonna make her cry.
I think we should have Decker go up
tell
against
Craig.
you in
Tell
the
Craig's
tournament.
listening. Craig, tell Craig you got a pet snake.
I got a pet snake. I think it was this Saturday.
You have a pet snake?
Yeah.
Wow. I'd be scared of a pet snake.
Thank you, Rick Kent. Rick Kent, the good-looking guy with the gray hair. He voted for you.
You know, since they vote for me, but somehow.
But the thing is, there's hundreds and hundreds of votes, and this is just a handful of people, so it's not really fully indicative of.
Hey, Decker, if you want votes, give us a jet chant. That will help.
Voter count as its entirety.
Jets, Jets.
Did you forget the S?
Huh?
Did you get it wrong?
I feel like she said J-E-T.
Yeah, do it again.
Yes. One more time, Decker. You got this.
Jets.
I think she got it right, but her mic she's also not talking into the mic, so I don't know for sure. But Decker, that sounded good enough for me. And I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, we thank Gary and Decker.
Gas station pizza is better than a Big Mac. Yeah, ladies, you can do my music.
It's time right now for the raffle. I have done 7 hours or 6 hours plus of streaming today. First Monday after a Jet loss. And this community continues to be here day in, day out. Will the Jets win Sunday? They better.
It's time to announce the winners of the weekly Asmaniac raffle. Let's spin the Jake Asman Show Wheel of Champions and find out which Asmaniac is winning an epic prize.
All right, here we go. Thanks to everyone who entered. Only one can win. If you win, you have to email me your name, your size for the jersey, and the color you want it in. Green, white, and black are your choices. Robin, at the buzzer, we will allow it. He gifted a membership, and we'll put him in right here. Robin, boy, wonders. Beautiful. All right, Robin. Thank you. Let's reshuffle the names. Good luck to everyone. Someone's winning a jersey. That, full disclosure, I think a lot of us thought would probably only really be good for about a year. But if Fields plays like he did yesterday throughout the year, that jersey will be good for way longer than just this season. Who's going to win it? We find out right now. The winner is, oh, look who it is. Mr. The season's over after losing yesterday to now we have a coach. Purple belt Mike, PBM, your winner. Hit the Jet chant. Well deserved by Mike. He loves his team, and he will love a new Justin Fields jersey. Mike, this is for you.
Purple belt Mike, he loves the Dark Knight. He's got a green pool and he jumps right in. Maybe someday he'll get a brown belt, but for now he's just that purple belt Mike. Purple belt Mike. It might be purple, but he can still kick your dirty ass.
Bipolar Mike. Man. God. PBM. What a roller coaster ride for that man. And he gifted those memberships before the show even began. StreamYard didn't even show it to me. Mike had to reach out to me on the side and say, did you see it? I didn't. I had to go into YouTube and actually look it up, and it was there. On that note, thank you all for your support. Everyone who watched the post game last night, the show this morning with Sabo, the show this afternoon with Will, and then tomorrow morning, the return of Beningo. Get ready, folks, because it's going down. I will talk to you guys soon. Enjoy the game tonight. I think I like the Vikings because I trust their coach more than I do the Bears situation, even though the Bears are home. I don't know. Weird game. Hopefully it's a good one. Enjoy the game. We're back tomorrow. Joe Beningo, the first of many weekly Monday morning appearances, will be on the show. So I will talk to you guys then. Jets, Jets.
I hate this team.
I hate them. I hate them. Here it is. Little Victor Cruz dance. Oh, Victor. Woo. I'm doing a little salsa, baby. Yeah. Woo.
Hey, here's the deal. Just got no chance unless you click on that like button. And you gotta make sure you subscribe to the Jake Asman Show. You don't, you can get the f out. Now let's go, Asmaniacs. We're built for this shit.
Yes, sir.